Blue Jays have 2 games to win the AL East, or lose it in that sense. The NFL, we're going to find out who the real ones are or who they're not. And we are back after 2 weeks in the house. Hello and welcome back to The House That Happened, sponsored by Shoey's Bar and Grill, the only place to be in suburban Etobicoke. Voted 4 times best dive bar in all the GTA. It's number 1 in our hearts, the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, I'm Cruz, and I'm good to see you, buddy. But you know what he did already? Everybody that's listening, because I know there's more than a few, and thanks for coming out. You put Blue Jays and lose in the first sentence of our first show in 2 weeks.
Well, it's clickbait.
What are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Clickbait.
I thought before in pre-production we were not going to use lose and Blue Jays in the first sentence, so we will tend to do that for the rest of the show. How's that?
Okay.
I'm
confident.
I am too. I'm 100%. You know what I mean? Gosman's going to not have to pitch tomorrow.
No,
you know
I don't think so.
No, because we're going to win today, and the Yankees are going to lose, and Sunday's game won't matter, and we'll take it home, right?
That's it.
That's a better thinking here at the House That Happens. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, give us a like, give us a comment, and please subscribe. It really helps us out. How has your last couple weeks been?
Outstanding, outrageous, catalysmic, you know me, positivity everywhere I can go, that kind of deal. Talking to people in the neighborhood, like from younger guys to olders, and the Blue Jay fever is insane. Okay, you know how insane it is? Last night, which I'm going to bitch about for a minute here, Apple TV and taking away a Jays game. So let's look at the optics here. In New York, they had to watch the Blue Jays, and in Toronto, we had to watch the Yankees. If you didn't have Apple.
Wait, is it regional? Who you
That's
watching?
It was, yeah. It was regional.
That's
what because a guy came in and told me his buddy was down there. Someone in the States says, oh, yeah, we're watching the goddamn Blue Jays unless you plug into Apple. Isn't that insane? But here's the nice thing about it. Blue Jay fever has gotten so crazy. I took all the girls out for a bite to eat last night. My granddaughter and her girlfriend, one of them had an Apple phone.
Yeah.
And the other one had some Gronk site. And next thing you know, at the table we're eating and they're streaming the game. And my granddaughter, Pepper, I love this, asked me, how come it says 3-2? How come it's going 1-2? Like she was asking all these baseball questions. They are following it. So if you don't think there's Jays fever going on in this city.
Oh, there definitely is.
Oh, my granddaughter who was about, they're in the 19 range. You know what? I've never seen much. She wants to go to a game again, which is cool. But shout out. We'll continue with that.
Yeah, I was at the game on Thursday. We'll talk a little bit about that on the Jays segment.
Yes.
But big shout out Alexandra, my sister, Mitchell. Her husband now got married a couple weeks ago. It was a beautiful day, beautiful wedding. Had so much fun.
I can't say congratulations enough to these two. I guess they're off in the Jello tree somewhere now, right? For I guess are they?
No, they haven't gone on their honeymoon yet.
Oh, they haven't.
They're planning on doing Japan. I think.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I don't want to fly that far, but congratulations.
I want to go to Japan.
Okay, everybody.
I might have to sneak in what their luggage is.
Oh, okay, whatever the case may be. But congratulations into a very long, happy, married life with 2 boys and a girl. How's that?
I wouldn't count on any kids, but that's okay.
All right. Which leads me to say what else happened 2 weeks ago.
Well, hold on, I'm not done yet. So the wedding. So they did photos at Greta. It's an arcade bar downtown. So we.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah. So we did playing some Mario Kart, got some nice photos, playing the basketball games. It's a lot of fun.
I hope you get some pictures. You're gonna have to show them to me. We guys all dressed up and
everything. Of course.
That's badass. That's so badass. That's cool.
Yeah.
Whose idea was that?
That was probably both of theirs.
That's freaking that's the way you do it.
They had a Foo Fighters pinball machine there too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I gotta show you. I took a picture of that. I gotta show you later.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
There was a drag queen MC at the wedding. She was very funny.
Really?
Did a dance to the Gold Member theme from Austin Powers.
Oh, right. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So this was an extravaganza.
Yeah.
Great.
It was a great day, and then all the tables had different themes of So one of them was the Mario and Peach table. One of them was the Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man table.
Oh, that's just cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Did your mom shed some tears?
Of course. Well, it was an emotional day for everyone. Put it that way.
Oh, of course, it's in a good way. In a good way. That's just Congratulations again. I'm glad it was a good day.
Yeah, it was a great day.
I could feel the vibe. I could feel the vibe. You know.
Yeah, I mean we love Mitchell, so it was a great day. Also, a big shout out went camping last weekend with some of my boys.
Oh yeah, how'd that
Algonquin
go?
Park, Rock Lake. It was amazing.
Good.
Couple nights, just.
How was it? Cold?
The first night was really cold, but after that, it wasn't that bad.
So what? You had a hoodie on in the morning?
Yeah, well, I brought a winter jacket, but like a ski jacket.
Okay.
Not like a heavy-duty winter jacket.
No, because the weather's been good.
Yeah, but up there, it's a little colder, especially at night.
Yeah. My old bones wouldn't take that shit.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, but I'm glad you guys went up. Well, how many went up? 8?
Six. Yeah, so myself, Stefan, Marco Antonio, Dom, Johan. Who am I missing? I think that's it.
Sounds like a good crew. One day I'll meet you clowns and we'll all have a good time. You know what I mean?
Well, in a few weeks when hockey's back, right?
Yes, it's coming back. We're going to be doing a Saturday night right here where we do the recording. And speaking of 2 weeks ago, it would be remiss of me if I didn't shout out the success of the 4th annual Cruz Memorial, which was a smashing success. Got a shout out huge to the girls, Tanya Elizabeth, formerly Waters Mendoza. I get it right, Tanya? And Janet Lee Freeman. The girls did all the groundwork. Mackenzie showed up to help. Big shout out to Milton Ford for their sponsorship. Wade coming in with the bus. We cruised in a bus, just rocked everybody. I was just going and we all poured off the bus. You know what I mean? It was a fantastic day. We raised $9,000 for the Jays Foundation once again, and the kids will be going there. And I would be remiss if I didn't say this show was put on by the future mayor of Mississauga, Mr. Kevin Pick, who did an outstanding job again. His daughter stole the show during the emceeing end of the show thing. Couldn't get more rave reviews. And of course, Zachary Lee Cruz, whose touches on everything made it just a great vibe day. I was out last night for a bite to eat, and a couple of people come up to me and said, wow, man, I'm going to the tournament next year. We had such a good time. So obviously that was a good day of vibes where you were and I were. It was just a positive vibe day, and that's what we need more of every day. Put that in there. Put that vibe in your pocket, people. Carry it around.
I'm just sorry to get the vibe that Kevin Pick's getting into politics, but...
Don't say that out loud. I just do that on purpose. I even told his mom. And you know what his mom said, Kev? Your mom said, anything could happen. Right? I'm not saying that, but he could be the mayor. He's going to be back on the show soon. He said, yeah, he's going to make some
He'll be one of the good ones. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. No. I'll back him to the nines. I'm going to be honest with you, and I don't like blowing skirt up people's asses, but I've known Pick since he's been 5 years old, and he is a solid, righteous, family man, great dude. I can't say enough about this guy. Highly rated in the Cruz house.
Wow, all that for a Stafford hater.
Yes, I know. Yeah, okay. He's not perfect. I didn't say he was perfect now, so let's get this
Okay,
straight.
it's a 9.9.
Okay, shout out to you, Pick.
I'd also like to shout out, I went over to my buddy Stefan's house. He hosted us last night, had some barbecue. We watched, I don't even know if I can call this a cult movie. It's called Your Hunter from the Future.
What?
It's a low-budget, like...
Sounds low, but C movie? B minus.
I'd call it a B minus movie, yeah.
Okay.
It was a Turkish-Italian production. It's like
Did it have subtitles?
No, it was in English. It was dubbed. But you could tell some of the people, like, their lips didn't match at all. And I'm like, that's definitely just some Italian guy who didn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
They just put there. And, like, at the end was, like, definitely filmed in, like, some Italian water treatment plant or something. Like,
wow.
But it had one of the most badass scenes I've ever seen in a movie where purple cavemen, they steal the women into their cave. So the two guys are watching, like, oh, what do we do? So they see, like, a giant bat. Shoots one down with the bow and arrow, just like that. Then he, like, flies on it, like, it's like instant vigor mortis. He, like, glides into the cave on the giant bat and then, like, drop kicks one of the purple cavemen.
Oh, that's just mad.
And then he commits double genocide by flooding the cave.
I'm going to have to put that on my must-see list. You know what I mean? How much were you laughing during this movie?
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
I kind of like those kind of, because you're not supposed to be laughing.
I mean, they knew what they were doing in some respects with this.
Do anybody we know in this movie?
The main actor, Reb Brown, he's done some movies.
R-E-R-H-E-T-T?
R-E-B Brown. Reb.
Okay, no.
He was Captain America in the early 90s. That was his claim to fame, I guess. He had a horrible wig in the movie, though, in this Your movie. His hair just didn't move at all.
I got you.
Yeah.
Got you.
A lot of fun, though.
Good.
A lot of wine consumed last night. Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't bring up the deaths of Robert Redford, founder of the Sundance Film Festival.
Which is huge.
Yes.
Quentin
Tarantino, Kevin Smith, all these, like, filmmakers that started off with the independent scene, they got their big start by getting their movie into Sundance.
The guy was like...
Which is on my bucket list, going to that film festival.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, and you know what? That's a cultural event that he said that he started it to advance the arts, so to speak, and it was way more. I heard an interview because we got to see some of the things he said posthumously on TV, and when he was talking about Sundance, how passionate he was about people having the opportunity to bring their art and being shown without having to worry about the corporation kind of nonsense. Like, open the door to all these people. That's amazing. Robert Redford was a class guy too. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And he was one of the, in my opinion, one of the original rom-com guys.
With what movie?
The Way We Were.
Oh, okay.
What else? He did my favorite Robert. Everyone says The Sting and Butch Cassidy and Sundance Kid. My personal favorite Robert Redford movie is A Day of the Condor.
Okay.
You ever seen that one?
No.
Oh, it's just a thrilling, unbelievable. You got to see it. Faye Dunaway's in it. It's a really cool movie. It's a spy movie. The premise is he goes out the back door to go get coffee, and while he's coming in the back, going out the back door, a bunch of terrorists come in and shoot everybody in the office. He just happens to went out the back door at the right time, and then the movie goes on from there. It's really, really, really interesting. He also did, I did not know this, he did All the President's Men. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about the Watergate and Bob Woodward and the people at Washington Post, I did not know that him and Woodward stayed friends for the rest of their lives.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's why he was. Have you ever heard Robert Redford, who wasn't a huge political guy? But when he did say shit, he made sense. You know what I mean? True American. Only Oscar he won was for Ordinary People. Did you ever see that movie?
No, I've heard of it.
Weird psychological, trippy movie. Not trippy, but it's a weird story.
Okay. Yeah. Also, Bertie Perrant, Hockey Hall of Famer, former Philadelphia Flyer, former Toronto Maple Leaf.
Yes.
Also, unfortunately, passed this week.
Yes, that's a third NHL Hall of Fame goalie. You know, the first time I ever seen something, except remember that crazy guy with the wig that I was holding up to John, whatever time way back in the day, got rid of him. He used to always do this Christian thing. The first time I ever heard this reference that was something along the lines of, only Jesus saves more than Bernie Perrant. That's the first, and it's been used again.
Well, he's the only goalie to have multiple shutouts in Stanley Cup clinching games, isn't he?
That's because the Flyers were beating the shit out of everybody, so you couldn't get inside the blue line. Like, you know what I mean? The worst I ever seen is when they beat Buffalo. Like,
in 75?
Whatever it was, yeah. And they had the French Connection. They had Sean Fell back there. I forget who the goalie was. It was Don Beaupre.
The first all-expansion NHL, like, Stanley Cup final.
And I think they beat the Habs in the semifinals because Perreault and Lafleur were both coming out at the time. Great series, and that was great hockey. Then all of a sudden, Buffalo went to Philadelphia, and Philadelphia beat the shit out of them. Literally. Just crushed them, like, physically. Like, if they went through the center, they were ducking. You know, and Bernie Perrant was smoking cigarettes most of the game. He didn't have much, but he was still a great goalie. Made the big save at the big time. He was great on Toronto. Like, he went from Philadelphia, Toronto, back to Philly. Like, I don't know what went on weird there at the time.
Well, I think we know the owner, Harold Ballard.
Well, that's a whole 3-episode.
Well, and he went to the WHA because of that for a little bit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because, all the shit that went on. He made a bag load of money for a minute. At that time, who did he play for? The Miami Screaming Eagles, I think.
Miami had a WHA team?
Yeah, the Miami Screaming Eagles.
Wow.
Why do you think the WHA didn't go anywhere? Anyway, big shout out to him. And we should mention Eddie Giacomin, who went a few days ago, who was also for the New York Rangers. Another Hall of Fame goalie, never wore a mask until the last year of his career. Wow. Which I think was like in the 70s.
Holy shit.
Never. I used to see the Eddie Giacomin goalie faces. They should be memes nowadays. You know, on great Rangers teams, they were always a team that might get to the Final Four. Never got to the finals.
Well, they got to the finals, but I guess after him, though, in 79.
Yeah, and then they...
but that was with, what's his name?
Ricky Middleton? No, he was in Boston.
No, he wore double zero as a goalie. What's his name? He was a GM, too.
Oh, you're killing me.
Mustache.
You're killing me.
He was president of Columbus not so long ago.
Yes, you're killing me.
Yeah. He was on Hockey Night in Canada a lot, too. He was always on the hot stove. What's his name? This is going to kill us.
Not Garrett.
No.
Okay, we'll get back to it because it's going to drive me crazy.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add for shout-outs?
Yeah, we should be shouting out to the women's national rugby team, which is in England this afternoon to play for the championship. I hear our prime minister is going to be there. The first time we've been to this final since you didn't have...
John Davidson.
John Davidson, of course. Yeah, John Davidson. And he was terrible in the finals. We bitch-slapped him. Habs, we just bitch-slapped him. You know, he spun him around a few times. John Davidson, of course. Glad you looked it up. Would have drove me crazy.
Well, I got it before I looked it up, but
Women's Rugby Championship today in England. I do believe it's on TV if those are interested in watching.
yeah, I believe TSN's showing it.
Yeah, and I'll probably give it a graze. I hope they win. Anytime a national team goes over there, you got to give credit to all the players for their time and dedication, hard work to get there. Big shout out to the women's rugby team.
Bring it home, ladies.
Yes, and my last shout out is to something that's currently running on the PVR, which is the Ryder Cup. Now, Milani, I know you would know a Ryder Cup from a freaking Skechers Cup.
I know what the Ryder Cup is. Give me some credit.
So, I will, but when I told you about it, you went, meh. So what? Do you know who's walking with the team today? Do you know who's walking?
Who, the Americans?
Yeah, you know who's walking with Americans today?
I don't know.
Give a guess.
Brad Pitt. I don't know.
Michael Jordan.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that's how significant the Ryder. There's a bunch of people there, but when Jordan...
Well, I know the Ryder Cup is significant. It just doesn't move the needle personally for me.
I got up at 7 o'clock this morning.
As a Canadian, I don't give a fuck about America versus Europe.
I just want to watch good golf. And as we speak, the Europe is starting to bitch slap the Yanks a bit, if you want to know
Isn't
the truth of yesterday.
Isn't that the usual story of this tournament?
Sometimes yes, and sometimes I know. And you know what the amazing thing is? Scotty Scheffler has still not got a point in foursomes or alternate ball in his history playing the Ryder Cup. Think about that.
Wow.
It's Tiger's.
Arguably the greatest golfer right now.
Yeah, Tiger's. John Rahm's killing it. Rory's killing it. The crowds are insane. You know what I mean? It's the one time you go to golf and everybody's just losing their shit all the time. See the Europeans.
Well, or the Waste Management Open.
Oh, that's exhibition. That's preseason compared to this, and they're out chanting each other with the Europeans when they get going. There's a huge contingent with that ole ole whatever
cool.
that they all doing that, and then the Americans are trying to answer back with Seventh Nation Army and shit like that. So it's a ruckus.
Even though the Italians started that as a chant.
Yes, yeah, and that's what it started. I think the Ryder Cup could have been in Italy that year when they did it a few years ago when it came out of the ground. But anyways, it's a very high level of competition, and you get to see players choke like you never seen before. It's because it's a team competition. And as soon as this is over, I will be sitting the rest of the day watching the Ryder Cup.
Okay, let's get this done ASAP then so you can watch some good old golf. But for now, we'll move this over to Major League Baseball and our Toronto Blue Jays. Unfortunately, in the week since we had our last show, Bo Bichette out for the remainder of the season. That's a big blow. His status for postseason is still kind of shaky at best.
That's why we got to win the division.
Exactly. Clinching AL East, well, at one time it looked like it means getting first in the league overall, but I don't think that's a guarantee anymore.
No, if we did, we could tie with Seattle. The only
Exactly.
team but we have the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
We have the tiebreaker against Seattle and the tiebreaker against New York. You know what I mean? It's just a weird time because some of the things that we talked about are coming to fruition because you know how high the team played. And I said, it's got to level out sometimes.
Well, our starting pitching kind of ate a shit sandwich.
Well, no, look at it. All of a sudden, we were talking about a month ago who's going to be the starters going. We had 6 guys, and the kid was coming up. Now we got 3 suspects three starters.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the big mistake, though. What have the Jays done with Lauer since they took him out of the rotation? Next to nothing.
Oh, how's that happen? Give me some. Remember?
It's not even taking him out of the rotation that I'm mad about. It's the fact that they didn't play him for like 2 weeks. Like, I don't understand the logic there.
And you were at the game on Wednesday night. We gave him.
He was excellent.
That's what I'm saying.
And him and Varland were both excellent that night. That had a perfect game going through 6 innings.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, that's exactly. The crazy thing is that we mentioned it. One of the things that we said was maybe we shouldn't take Lauer out of the rotation because he earned the spot. He steadied the rotation when we had the run to get us where we are. The reason that we didn't, he went to the bullpen. Well, he was a lefty, but
they didn't use him out of the bullpen.
That's
though.
right.
That's the thing that's the most infuriating of all. You have this great pitcher, and he's just there collecting dust.
And what do? It's called the ego in baseball, or who's the man in baseball. Okay, and we got guys in the dugout we got to respect, and one of them is, and I don't want to say anything bad, but Scherzer can't start. And I warned it. Remember I was telling you, I said, this guy can't start certain games just in case. Now, let's look at his ERA in his last 2 games.
It's bad.
What's he pitched? Combined 4 2/3. Didn't get out of the first inning. You going to trust him to start a game in the playoffs? oh, he's the warrior god. No, was the warrior god.
Who else are we going to have to start, though?
We're going to have Gosman, Bieber, and the kid. And
you Savage?
Yes,
okay.
He's going to be going.
I mean, those are our only choices.
Right now, from 6 starters.
Because Barrios and Bassett both on IL now, too.
I don't know what happened to Bassett, but Barrios' arm just fell off.
It was like, I don't know, something like elbow inflammation or something.
So both of them. So that means that Barrios will not be on the playoff roster. That's the
especially not in the first round.
No, I don't think he'll come back. Because look when he came out of the bullpen the other night. Batting practice.
No, he's been, the tomato can, gas can, whatever you want to. He looked bad.
And that's because we like Barrios here. He carried us here.
Oh, he's been a great soldier for the Jays. How can you not love him?
Oh, that's what I'm saying. And now we've got a pitching situation where we still don't know if we're
elbow inflammation. They're saying he avoided structural damage, though, which is good.
It's going to be
so nothing super long term, I guess.
I'm not the biggest Bassett fan, but I'm hoping the best for his health because this is a free agent year for him.
He might have pitched his last game as a Blue Jay.
That's what I didn't want to allude to that, but now that you said it, you know what I mean? It's looking that way. So we made some roster changes today. We're bringing back up that Bruill guy who made a couple times. He came up, he looked really good, and they sent him back down when the Jays were doing that rotating stuff with with the bullpen guys. You could take them up and then send them down. You can't bring them up for 10 days and all that nonsense. The Jays worked that like a champ, this year. But they
sent Schultz down and Bruill.
And he pitched good when he was here. So I'm just saying that we got the other big thing we got to worry about. Is it going to be Hoffman or Offman? You know what I mean? I don't think we've set up what our bullpen's supposed to do at the end of the game. Other teams like Boston, even though the Yankees,
I think we got some arms though. I think we know who's generally going to be there in what situation.
I'm hoping so, but I'm still not confident.
Rodriguez looks solid as ever. He might be the 8th inning guy.
I would even put him in I wouldn't be afraid to put him in a high leverage 9th inning situation right now either. Well, over Hoffman.
The problem is you got Hoffman.
Yeah, well, or Offman, whatever case we're going to get. Because the bullpen scares me the most. And like I've been harping on since back in July, August, the team that scares me the most is the Red Sox.
Fuck the Red Sox.
I hate them with a passion, but look what happened this week. The best thing that we have going for us, which travels and it's keeping us here, is that we still have to keep our defense. And the platooning situation has been solid again. Luke's hit last night. Clement got a couple of hits. Just keep the course guy.
Oh, Lucas made a beautiful catch at the game. I was at 2 in right field on Thursday.
He did too. And then Wednesday night, though, it was worse because Kirk got thrown out from right field to end the game. That didn't look good at the time. I thought one of the key things, okay, and I'm going to tell everybody, I like Varsho, okay? There seems to be out there that people think that I'm not a big Varsho guy. Okay, he's got 20 home runs. The best thing is Schneider, let him hit against the lefty because we're going to be in that situation in the playoffs.
I agree with that decision, too, because you got to keep him in the game because of his defense.
Yes, but there's one thing I'm going to say to everybody. If I see Varsho in the number 2 hole again for the rest of the season,
I don't think we will.
Bad experiment. You know what I mean? He's just not a number 2 hitter.
No.
You know what I mean? And I understand that Schneider's moving things around, and now we got Santander, who's trying to get at bats, which I'm still not pro about this guy. He almost rocked out one the other night, but he didn't rock it. So
I think he starts the playoffs on the bench.
I think that he should too, because then we sacrifice.
Use him as a pinch hitter.
Yeah, but he's not okay, I'd say that. But the bottom line is, there's going to be a situation we're going to look for offense, and you're going to see Springer in left field or right field. Springer's solid out there, but we've already seen what our other boys do out there on a consistent basis.
No, I think Springer's pretty locked in as the DH, though.
I hope he is. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to stress him out playing outfield. They say that's one of the reasons that he had resurgence, because he didn't spend so much time in the outfield. I don't know how true that is, but it seems to be working that way, because Springer is easily going away our MVP.
He's putting up career numbers as well, which is insane.
Yes.
Career high in OPS, career high in batting average.
Oh, he's going to get MVP votes. There's no doubt about it. I wonder if
how many guys do you got on your ballot? 5? Is it like hockey?
Yeah, something like that.
He's probably going to get like a lot. If that's the case, he's going to get like a lot of probably 4th, 5th.
Yeah, he's going to get a bunch of those. Yeah. He might get enough that it'll trigger.
I doubt he's going to be a finalist. I doubt he's going to be a top 3.
No, but he may.
Maybe. Outside shot, though.
Outside.
Fair.
Because who would be the 3rd guy anyway, but we'll get to that in a minute. The thing about Springer is that I wonder if it triggers a incentive clause in his contract.
I don't think so.
Doesn't he have some MVP shit in his contract? All those guys have that. You get so many MVP votes. If you're a smart agent.
MVP, I mean, he's also getting like $25 million a season.
Doesn't matter. He
I don't remember about any incentive clauses.
I think he's got incentive clauses. I think he's got a deal to do commercials, except he shows up for work as opposed to Kawhi, who didn't. But that's another story to come down the pipe in a little while here. But in any event, I don't think we should be ragging on Vladdy so much because I know his power is going to come back around. He's still hitting 300. You're hitting 300 in this league this year. You're doing good. And his defense has been impeccable.
Yes.
Absolutely impeccable. I think all our infield defense has been impeccable. Do you think Barger's to be the guy at third?
You know what I think about him? I prefer him at third base rather than right field.
I've been saying that lately. If you see some of his play at third, it's been good. So
he's got the footwork. He's got the arm. He's impeccable.
Arm.
Yeah.
The arm.
Well, he's got I think the second. He's the second hardest thrower in the majors after O'Neal Cruz.
Or whatever that
O'Neal
Cruz.
in Pittsburgh, yeah.
Whatever his name is, because we've seen him made the throws. He's had a little bit of in between days hitting, but you know what he's gotten? He's a little bit more patient now. He took the big walk the other night, which is a walk in that kind of situation, which means the batting coaches have got him a little bit more disciplined, which is what you're going to need.
Yeah, I mean, he's just got to learn how to deal with the breaking ball a little bit more. Lefties is still a bit of an issue hitting against lefties, but.
He's more patient, and that's the way to go. But all the other guys, the Lukes, the Clements, the Schneiders, they're all
I can't believe how many guys have 10 home runs on the Blue Jays. That's insane.
Yes, it is. And we're still in the middle of the pack as a power team. But runs scored, we're way up there. You know,
but that's the fact that we're getting production from everybody in the lineup,
yes,
right?
and that has to continue.
Yes.
You know, especially
that's their calling card. And then this does seem to be like a close-knit Jays group.
Oh, it is. There's beyond.
So if you have that belief in each other, it definitely makes things a lot easier to just go out there and play your game, right?
And you add the fact that when they come to the ballpark, there's no ego when they look at the lineup. That's what they say is number one. Because, you know, guys are always scratching, why ain't in the lineup? You know, I'm not getting
why am I batting eighth?
All that kind of stuff. They say that is null and void in the Jays dressing room. And one of the leaders for that's why he's been there, is they say that because Scherzer's been there so many times before, he chomps on these guys about situations, at bats, the whole 9 yards. Remember, hey, this is how we get to the next step.
Well, he's been there, done that, right?
Yes, and they say that and talking to other pitchers about, remember, doing this in the count and all, like having an extra coach in the dugout. And not only that, the two pitching coach combined with the Mattingly triumphant, what they've done with the disciplining of all the hitters on the team, because we're the hardest team to strike out in baseball. Which is all of these things got to stay into play, especially the next two games. Let's hope Tampa is just like waiting to get their lockers empty and get down to Costa Rica or Dominican or wherever they're going to go for a while. You know, they live in Florida. What am I thinking? But in any event, you know what I mean? The sweep would be good. Everyone says, Tampa Bay's always been a nemesis. Not at the Dome.
Yeah, that's more in Tampa.
Yeah, not in the Dome. Let's give them a bitch slap so we don't have to worry about who's pitching tomorrow.
Also, before, or I guess during our last show, you also called or alluded to Baltimore being the spoiler supreme, but the Jays got the sweep against them.
I was so glad. We needed that one. You know what I mean? But so then they got to steal a game against the Yankees. Yankees are thinking the same thing. That's what worries me. You know, and it's in Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Oh, well, shit happens. We'll see.
We're
the Jays are in control of their destiny. That's the number one thing.
100%. We're at home. You were just there. You know what they were saying I seen an MLB network. They said where you don't want to play in the playoffs. The Blue Jays were third. I forget who number one was. Was it Chavez Ravine? No, could have been somewhere else. I can't remember. It doesn't matter because what I've noticed, and I don't want to be like us poor Canadians, but it's the MLB network, which I'm watching to see what they're saying, stats, numbers, all that bullshit. It's killing them to bring more Toronto Blue Jay coverage to the MLB.
Good.
I was saying it to the other night. Yeah, because I'm saying, look, we're a first-place team. They're showing the Mets collapse and the Tigers collapse. And, with Cincinnati's back in. Look at Francona's been the bump. Oh, yeah. And Toronto's tied with the New York Yankees. I go, what? Come on. You know, and then it's Yankee. Oh, and look at the Red Sox. Fuck them. We're in first place for like more than 10 minutes here.
I know.
You know what I mean? We should be respected more. I think as a number one team in baseball, we get the least amount of press
Respect.
on the national thing in America, which in my 66 years of being on this planet, bro, I've never seen an end of a season like this in my life, ever. Like,
in terms of what? Just like league wide?
Okay, remember we were crying about back in June and July, or like May and June, and saying, what did we want? Like, we've already got what we wanted.
May.
Okay, we already got what we wanted. You know what I mean?
They made the playoffs.
Yeah, so we're already there. So all the people that were whining back in the day, first of all, we said we want games that matter in September. Oh, games that matter in September? The last 2 games of the season matter. Now, if you'd have told me that in June, what all you Blue Jay fanatics that are out there now, bandwagons overloaded, the tires are slumping. You know what I mean? You got what you wanted. But here's a question I heard the other day, and it's a loser's mentality. I would rather, if we go to the World Series, I want to win. I don't want to say, oh, we got to the World Series. What a great season. Fuck that. You know what I mean? I don't want to go for any of those cliches or moral victories or any of that nonsense. If we get there, let's win it. I don't want to hear no talk about it because
the Jays are 2-0 in the World Series.
Thank you very much. But you know what I mean? You get to talk now because it's
we're getting ahead of ourselves talking World Series. Like one step at a time. Let's try and win the division first. Then after that, let's go wild card, ALDS, whatever.
The whispers is, and I mentioned it to you, a statement I did to you. I text you what I'm worried about the Jays, which I would never say on our show ever, because we don't even say losing and Jays in the same sentence right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's keep them above water just as happily as where we are, because I am excited. Like, you know what I mean? Like you live and die by the Jays right now. You know what I mean? And Jays, look, what about in your neighborhood? I can't go down the street I see guys that I didn't even know had baseball got new Blue Jay hats on. You know, my neighbor down here.
We're seeing people wearing Jay stuff everywhere now.
Everywhere you could go. You know what I mean?
And it's going to get crazier in a week.
Yes, it is. You know what I mean? But I'm not going to say that either. We want to be playing more than next week. That's all I'm saying. And we got 2 games to do it, so let's do it at home. You know what I mean? And let's not worry about Mike, I know you're listening. The first inning, somebody walks and you're having cardiac arrest. These Blue Jay fans, they drive me nuts when I see them doing shit like that. Last time I checked, it's 27 outs, right?
Yes, it is.
Just wanted to make sure I was watching the same game as everybody else.
Also, we got to shout out Trady Savage, set a Blue Jays record for 9 strikeouts in his MLB debut.
Amazing. And you know what? He would have got out of the second game, because here's another one. And everyone's going to say, oh, we're whiny Torontos, because you do have to realize this, Mr. Milani. We're living in Toronto. We know the monolith in this city.
Well, I don't live in Toronto.
Okay, whatever. You live in the GTA. So let's just say I am a bit have to deal with, like, there's this thing about Toronto and Toronto teams. I don't want to say who, what, when, or why, but someone yelled that out the other day. But you know what kind of city we live in? I went, oh, because I don't dance with those guys. So let's not let that permeate the Toronto Blue Jays and all the positive, great stuff that's going on, because we're gonna win. We're gonna do it.
I hope so.
You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Now, here's the other thing that we got to be doing, and I don't want this to be a whiny thing either, because when you have a replay in hockey, it goes back to Toronto. That being said, we've had 3 of the most atrocious calls in the last month that you have ever had, and they went back to New York and they came back. First, the Varsho catch. If he makes that, if that was a catch, double play, kid comes into the 5th inning. He got a little rattled on that, remember? Everything got rattled, and then he walked the guy and they took him out. So he really didn't have that bad of an outing for a second outing. So that's today. The other game was it Bieber was pitching, and Lukes was going to catch that fly ball, and the fan went over the fence.
Oh, my God.
Like, how do you not call that?
That's giving me flashbacks to the 2015 ALCS.
Thank you.
Against Kansas City.
Thank you. Like, how did you... Every angle showed this guy might as well had a fly swatter.
It's ridiculous.
And they didn't call it. I went, whoa, wait a second here. The over third base on Springer, well, they said that was questionable. And what's the 4th one I'm missing? Yeah, there's been 4 egregious calls made against the Toronto Blue Jays in the last month, and all of them affected the outcome of the game. That's the problem with it. So if you give us another 500 in those 2 games, we're 2 games up in the Yankees, and we're not having this conversation. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I hope it does it. I get a little bit more consistent.
Anything else about the Blue Jays?
Win, baby, win. Win, baby, win.
We're going to do a little around the league here. So Clayton Kershaw announces his retirement after the season, so one last shot. That's a greatness for the instant Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah, first ballot Hall of Famer. You know I've never been a Clayton Kershaw guy.
You gotta respect him, though.
Huge.
Best lefty of his generation?
Oh, who else? I'm just saying that I wish that I just remember some of his playoff performances, because he got 2 World Series.
Yeah.
Maybe he should have 5. You know what I mean? But no, he's a great pitcher.
I mean, you can't put that all on him, though.
How many Cy Youngs and MVP? When he threw that hook when it was on, Jesus wouldn't hit that. You know what I mean? So he's a badass. Congratulations to him on a great career, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Absolutely. ABS coming in next season. I told you.
But it's only going to be, you got the two challenges. It's not doing all the calls.
Okay.
Okay, so you happy with that?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so
I would have it just because I'm calling everything with the ABS.
Stop it, kids.
No, the umpires fucking suck at calling balls and strikes.
Stop it. It's a human element.
Oh, it's by me taking a shit's a human element.
I noticed that. Listen, the interesting thing about it is you only get 2 challenges.
Yeah.
When do you use them?
That's going to be the interesting. You know what?
I'm
excited because you know Kirk's going to be great at using this and manipulating it to like make ones that are strikes look kind of off so they challenge it and whatever.
Oh, they've been talking about the best.
I think Kirk's going to be very good at this.
Well, they said the best. They mentioned him, the guy in Pittsburgh, and I think who else it is. There's another
San
catcher.
Francisco.
Maybe the guy in San Francisco. Yeah, they go. Those guys are going to. You think they're good now? They say these guys are going to be Picassos in the framing of pitches. You know what I mean? And what are you going to do? Like, when are you going to call it? No, you call it in the 7th inning with 2 on and 2 out. And, you're down a run. What are you going to call it? Like, Vladdy can't be waving his arm in the first inning shit. Like, that kind of stuff. Like, the Eagle guys, Machado, whatever,
Unless it's something egregious.
Oh, if it's absolutely insane, okay, I'm going to get it.
But if I was, from the defensive end, I would just, leave it up to the catcher. I would not let the pitcher decide at all to challenge or not, because that would be a disaster.
Oh, baby, another can of worms. Scherzer says, I want it checked. You're going to tell Scherzer?
Well, Scherzer's not coming back to the Jays next year, so I don't care.
But those guys?
Well, you got to set a system, be like, hey, it's got to be up to the catcher. Otherwise, you're going to fucking fail.
I believe you, and I'm saying that because you know how fragile pitchers are. Look what that Houston guy did, picked off
That's why you got to keep him in check.
I think pitchers are a little harder to keep in check than most guys on a ball team because they only get out there every 5 days.
It's okay, just have the catcher be like, calm it down there, big boy.
Gummy before you go to the mound.
Gummy.
A gummy before you go to the mound.
Some LSD?
Out. No. No Doc Ellis shit, man. That's crazy. Even though he pitched a no-hitter. That's
insane. He walked like a ton of guys, though.
Oh, yeah. A couple he threw over guys' heads. Have you ever seen the highlights of the game?
Yeah.
3 of the pitches were not even in the air.
Yeah.
Just zing. Here they go. And he said that part of the reason he had a no-hitter, because, some of the guys realized, and they were ducking. They were standing back because they were going, this guy's got no control today. But
something's not right.
And that's another story.
Kyle Raleigh, you talk shit about him the whole way. He's going to slow down. He's going to slow down.
Okay, he didn't.
60 home runs sets a record for catchers, switch hitters, and Seattle Mariners players.
Listen, I'm very...
Not that far away from Aaron Judge's record of, 62 home runs in the American League?
He's got a good shot at it. But
he's got to hit.
What an amazing season going back to winning the home run derby with his family. So I will give the man his flowers. He's been very good. But if I had to vote for the MVP, I'd still vote for Aaron Judge.
Me too, but you got to respect it.
Oh, huge. And
Raleigh's probably going to win, though.
Oh, yeah, because he's the story. And Seattle raced
60 home runs. That's pretty sexy.
And this is the first time Seattle's won a division since 2001. And
when they set the wins record,
Yeah, and not only that, look at how many times they puked it up coming down the stretch. They beat Toronto that year, but that's the 1 year they got in. And how many times?
I've been saying it all year. Like Seattle, they're the choker supreme.
Yes, and look what they did. They raced down. And what they had, around 15-17. They're in the driver's seat, but we do have the tiebreaker against them, which just goes to show you, as good as an operation as Houston is, and they're not out of it yet, injuries catch up with you, bro, after a while. Some people say Houston's one of the best organizations in baseball, but you can't beat injuries.
No.
And if you look at their lineup, and the way that they let guys go and still be able to fill it in, and they're still they're not out of it.
No.
2 games to go.
And like you said, they are one of the best organizations. If you were to power rank it, over, especially considering the last few years, they're probably number 2 behind the Dodgers.
Some say even more because who's won more World Series?
That's true.
When you think about it from that perspective, and the win percentages, et cetera, it's pretty damn close. But Houston's got money.
They're 1-2 though. That's the point.
Oh yeah,
Dodgers
no, and their farm systems are deep. You know, they dig.
Yeah, they just keep pumping out guys.
You got it.
What's going on with Detroit,
bro? Remember when I said this back? Another thing that I said. I'm glad Detroit's really far ahead because I was questioning their starting pitcher, Mize, Flaherty, the kid. Are they going to be able to hold up and give you 6 innings? Did you see some of these guys coming out for the last few starts?
Did you see Scooble's horrible throw between the legs?
That's why they're not in first base. That's called, when you start getting close to the thing and your sphincter gets a little bit tighter. During these games, that was like a type move, and then right after that, the foul ball went into the guy's face, and then Scoobles just didn't, which is understandable completely. Did you see his reaction? Like he's going, "Oh shit, man, that's a fellow ball player. You don't want that to happen to nobody."
And now they're on the precipice of the biggest choke in MLB history.
And not only that, they're not even guaranteed a playoff spot as we speak.
Yeah, Houston
today.
could still pass them.
That's what I'm saying. It's insane. Good run by Arizona. They didn't get wiped out till yesterday.
No.
And so we'll give them credit. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting because it's the top 2 teams are the teams that go on. And like I said, that left over, that would mean we'd play Boston, so we got to win the division. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Who do you think is going to come out of it? Cleveland and Detroit both lost last night. Boston's playing Detroit. Boston is not going to start.
Who's Cleveland playing?
Cleveland's playing Houston, is it? No, not Houston. The Orioles, maybe?
No, New York's playing the Orioles.
Oh, right.
They are playing, Texas.
Texas. And Texas is...
Texas can't score.
No, but they beat them up last night, and they still got the pitching, and they're playing for pride. Texas just fell out of the race last week, a few days ago.
Yeah, they're in a similar spot as Arizona. Basically, like, similar records, too.
Yeah, but they just didn't get over the hump, and that's it is. And you know what? In this day and age, we got to shout out to all the teams that win over 90 games.
Yes.
And it's baseball, because like I said, this is the crazy end of season that I've ever seen. Now, speaking of collapses, we got a few minutes to talk about it. The New York Mets are so happy what happened to the Detroit Tigers because it took the shade off them. Look at their payroll, and they're not in yet. Oh, my God. I think in some respects it would be a colossal failure because look at the payrolls. Well,
6 weeks they were competing for the division with the Phillies, and now they're scrapping for that final wild card spot with the Reds, who we thought were dead a couple weeks ago.
No kidding. But you know what? Remember we said in the preseason, you never know when you got Terry Francona as a coach. And look, he gave him the bump. We never thought he'd give him this much of a bump. But look at their last 2 games.
Well, you had them in the playoffs, didn't you?
I think I had them as a wild card, if I remember correctly, which was just a mad prediction when you think about it. But hey, it could come to realization when you take a look at it, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. So it should be very interesting. I really, it's set up so perfectly now, though, for Philadelphia and L.A. to set up their rotation, everybody get healthy, because you know that.
Well, LA's going to play in the wild card round, though.
Oh, are they? Oh, yeah, Milwaukee.
The third seed.
Yeah, Milwaukee. Is this Milwaukee's year? Look at that 173 run differential with a top 5 pitching staff. Are they going to do like Seattle? Is this the year that they finally say, hey, let's do something? Great lineup. Play D. Run. Puts pressure on you.
I predict they lose in the NLCS.
To who?
Either Philly or the Dodgers, whoever's left.
Oh, Philly and the Dodgers. Philly should be there, too. Best lineup in baseball, I think, is Philly. Like 1 to 9, when you look at it, metrically wise, and they play solid defense. That's
Schwarber's a very good MVP candidate, too, this year.
Oh, so who is going to win it in the National League?
Ohtani.
Okay, dumb question. What do you think? He's going to start for LA, right? He's got to be a starter.
Oh, 100%. They have to. The conversation's over.
That's what I'm saying now, because they're saying, well, couldn't they use him in the bullpen? He said 6, no-hit innings the other night? They've moved him along nicely. And you know one of the things...
Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, why hasn't Ohtani stole more bases? Because he's pitching more innings, you idiots. You know what I mean? It would be nice to see another 50-50, but no.
You take the pitching over that.
Yes, you would. Every guy. And he's still got, what, 25 stolen bases or something?
Yeah,
20, 25. Yeah, and he still hit, what, how many home runs? He's over
54
50.
now?
54, still hitting that freaking... But you know why? Because what happens if you use him if you move him in the bullpen, then and he comes out, then he has to go out.
You got to take him out, yeah.
Then they got to put him in an outfield position, which I think he could handle because they say he's been practicing. So just in case that scenario comes up. But I see him as a starter. First game starter? Why not just say it? We're the Dodgers. Fuck you.
I have a feeling they're not. They'll probably save him for game 2, but...
So Snell gets a start? Or what's his name? The other guy, I forget his name off the top of my head. But it doesn't matter. It's the Dodgers. We'll get to see all them pitchers. All these guys we've been talking about all year and all these candidates, they're going to come up because this is a great, great time for baseball. The only thing I'm saying is, growing up a South Windsor kid, come on, Detroit Tigers, hold on. Hold on. That's my only other...
Well, at least the Jays are safe, so one of your teams are good.
Yes, would be good there. Do you think the San Diego Padres are going to make any noise in the playoffs? They're the most Jekyll and Hyde team. They're a good team.
I could see them winning the wild card.
You know what I mean? Like, they might win 90 games.
Well, they got to win out.
Okay, which is very realistic possibility. Bottom line is, they were like neck and neck with the Dodgers.
Yeah, the whole way through.
And then all of a sudden they lose to like Chicago.
Well, they're only 3 games back. That's not a huge deficit.
No, but when they had the opportunity, they were pushing on the door. But, you know, they're always pushing on the door, so to speak. I thought this was the year they were going to get over the line, but I'm not so sure now. They're
them versus the Cubs is going to be very interesting in round 1.
What's that?
Them versus the Cubs. That's going to be an interesting series.
Oh.
That's basically locked in.
That might be one of the best series of the first round of the playoffs when it's going to come. Because we'll be talking about all this next week because the results will be in.
Yeah. Do you want to put in a prediction for Cubs-Padres?
Padres.
I think so, too.
Who gets the home field? It'll be Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's going to be at Wrigley.
But you know what? The thing is that from a hitting perspective, San Diego can hit, and San Diego's ballpark is not the best hitter-friendly ballpark.
That's true.
But at Wrigley, they could be
Yeah, they can terrorize.
They can, with that lineup. You know, I love Fernando Tatis, though. You know, as a player. Can't stand Machado. Can't stand him. He's a good player, though. He's great, but just something about that guy.
Back to his Oriole days is...
Just keep on going. When he was with the Dodgers, his shit don't smell. He doesn't use deodorant, whatever. But Tatis is a wonder. That Merrill guy in center field, San Diego's catcher.
Oh, yeah.
Their starting pitching is a little long in the tooth, but their bullpen's been solid. You know what I mean? Very, very solid, even though they've lost what's-his-name. So it's going to be interesting. Very interesting.
Anything else for baseball?
No, but everybody, if there's any time of the year, and we don't have to say it in this city, but anybody out there that's listening and your team's involved, watch baseball. Every pitch counts, bro.
Especially now.
Right now. Yep.
We'll move this over to the monolith, the NFL, where we have our 5 things that we've noticed, I guess, over the last 2 weeks now, since it's been a minute.
Mm-hmm. There's actually, this weekend will be actually 1/4 of the season will be over. So
true.
Just
under a quarter.
As we start off our NFL talk, for all the people that have shouted out to me about what's wrong with your Detroit Lions, enough said. You know how much...
Season's not over yet.
Oh, we got a long way to go, but I took a little bit of, what your Detroit Tigers are. And all these idiots on TV. Dismissing them after one game. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just silly, but...
Damn right it is. And you just play, like, when you go into Baltimore on a Monday night, national TV, steal their girlfriends, drink their wine, smoke their weed, and get Ubered home? Whew, come on.
So what are the 5 things that you've noticed? I guess we'll go back and forth here.
Okay, let me just get it here. The first thing is that what they're going to talk about, because from a quarterback's perspective, isn't it time the team start looking at holding on and developing a quarterback instead of killing him in the first couple of years? Look around the league. Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, Geno Smith, Indiana Jones. All these guys were thrown on the scrap heap, right? Look at them now.
Also the thing is they got on good teams.
Well, kind of, sort of. I was never a big...
Especially like Saquon and Jones doing so good. All of a sudden, when they get out of New York, they have like career seasons.
That's tell you something wrong with Dable and what's ever going on in New York. There's just something going on there that whatever the case may be. But just think about that.
And Darnold was stuck on the Jets. God bless him.
Okay, and you know what? Because I think his name's going to come up again. Brady started at the beginning of the season. He was saying, look at me, look at Mahomes sat for so many games. If you can do it, you don't. Sometimes like the Strauss.
Jordan Love.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But and then the new guys, even if they have a flash of putting them in, they're still struggling as they're going on. Like, look at, what's the guy in Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence isn't really lighting it up. Stroud's struggling a bit, but that's his O-line problems. But it's really interesting is the trend has been, and look at who's coming off the bench in Minnesota. Carson Wentz. He looked pretty damn good.
But then you have the opposite with the Giants, where the kid's coming off the bench this week.
We're gonna see that's happening. But anyway, the word around the league is I wonder when it's going to start being like, you see these young quarterbacks and they hold back the reins on them. Because all these guys there, they're now in their late 20s. They've been for a couple teams. They've been through a few coordinators. They see defenses. Like, for example, Danny Dimes' numbers are so ridiculous. Do you know they blitzed on him at 70% of the time, Denver, in the Denver game?
Holy.
They blitzed on the guy, I think it was 72% of the time, and they won. Now, that was a little weird about the leverage and the missed field goal and the 15-yard penalty, but still. And they've punted once. Or is it twice?
I think once, but then they didn't convert a fourth down either. But still, I mean, if that's your offensive percentage, like that's amazing.
Oh, it's off the charts. And not only that, when you got a running back, it's looking like the Philadelphia thing is that because the O-line was always there. It's being proven the last couple of years. It's just that they just stacked the box.
Well, Jonathan Taylor looks like an offensive player of the year candidate right now,
already. And the bottom line is they always had the O-line, but when they didn't have a quarterback, what did they do? They just put 7 in the box and say, you're not passing anyway, and we'll go after him. So Indiana is one of the stories of the year. But what else? Get your turn.
So you mentioned Houston and C.J. Stroud. I'm going to say they're the most disappointed team this season, and Stroud is starting to look a little overhyped.
Okay, It's
starting to look like his rookie season was the the outlier.
Okay, no, I'm not necessarily saying that. He is holding on to the ball for too long now.
That's a big problem. Okay, which is also a big problem with Caleb in Chicago.
Okay, agreed. Hold on to the ball for too long. But the bottom line is his O-line is banged up, and who's he throwing to? You know what I mean? Who's he? Nico Collins, and he's got nobody else. The tight end isn't. He's got to keep him
Kirk's back, isn't he?
Maybe this week.
Yeah.
But they're the bottom at all the metrics of all, like, it's unbelievable. And
0-3, I can't believe it.
The only 0-3 team that ever came back to make the playoffs, so is who?
It was Houston.
Houston's the only team to come back. So I'm still and they're gonna win this week. We'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, it's very surprising. I would say easily the most disappointing team in football with that defense.
And I'm very nervous about Stroud's future.
I'm not. The only thing that I
don't think he's gonna be the guy we were touting him as in year one.
Oh, I think he's still going to be solid, even though he's from Ohio State.
I would not draft him in fantasy ever, put it that way.
Well, a couple years ago you would. I think he's going to be fine.
Okay, in hindsight's 2020. Now I wouldn't.
Okay, he's not Joe Burrow. And the problem with Joe Burrow is Joe Burrow's gone through the same thing that he's injured is you don't give your quarterback an O-line, you're going to have some problem. They got Tunsil from Kansas City.
Joe Burrow can get it done without an O-line, though.
Because he's a better quarterback.
That's my point. Stroud was the number 2 pick.
He's learning. This is only his 3rd year. Burrow's been in the league, 7? And Burrow's one of the most sacked guys.
Burrow was way better out of the gate, though. Not even a question.
I think so, too. But we'd say, because Stroud had, the best rookie season of a quarterback.
But I'm saying that's the outlier.
I'm not.
Because since then, it's been
no wide receivers, no weapons, no O-line.
I disagree with that.
We'll have to say, but I will agree with you. Houston, to me, is easily the most disappointing team. We are all picking them still to win the division, and it looks like Indianapolis is the front runner.
They're going to sneak right in there.
They're the front runner easily.
What's your second point?
There's been an argument about, has there been an decrease in run production from the running backs after the resurgence that it's had for the last couple of years? I'm saying, I don't know.
Well, it looks like Derrick Henry's fallen off.
I don't think so. He's still got what? He's still got 300 yards rushing.
Fumbles.
That's just we'll get to that.
Fumbles. He's had 3 fumbles the past 5 years.
560 carries, 3 fumbles. 3 fumbles in the last week. So you don't think that's gonna go away? The Aiden Hutchinson fumble,
Father Time is undefeated, sir.
Just wait.
Someone's going to be left holding the bag, and it looks like it might be the Ravens.
Okay, we'll get to that. But, I mean, I'm still saying I don't think that it's too early to start saying because everybody's coming up to the box, and if you don't have the physicality of the game, you're going to lose. The Lions proved that when you go into Philadelphia. Sure. The big teams are in first place. Indianapolis is a very physical team. The Chargers, very, very physical team. Tampa Bay, physical defense. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not all worried about it yet because when I first heard about this, what they're doing with the box and what the big running backs are doing, Detroit rushes were 224 on Monday night. So what do you think? I'm not worried about it. I think over the course of the season it'll be balanced.
Okay.
There's a lot of running backs bitching. Like my guy Omar in San Diego is just getting
San
going.
Diego, you're aging yourself.
I'm with the Kornheiser-Wilbon School. Sorry, the Chargers. But the other interesting thing about running backs is this Jetty kid's already shooting his mouth off in frickin' the Raiders. I should get more. Buddy, you played on Boise State. You ran 1,000 times over people from Norfolk College or whatever. Now, and he loved to hit guys. I heard it best. NFL guys like to hit you just as much as you like to hit them. Oh, by the way, how big is he? No.
Not very big.
Jury's out on the guy. Give him only a couple games. But for him
you weren't very high on him coming into the season.
Okay, but I'm not going to drag his dick in the dirt just yet. I just think they're a kid there coming out 2 games after the season or 3 games and going, I should get more work. Yeah, well, I should get better lottery numbers too, so stop it. You know what I mean?
My second thing is that Philly is this year's Kansas City. Horseshoes up their ass.
Oh, okay. I can't deny it. They're the number 1 team in football. Number 1. They've had 2 huge breaks to win games. Massive.
Much like Kansas City last year.
Yeah, but huge thing. But their defense is holding up considering they have 5 new starters. People forget about that. Lane Johnson was out last game. And they're getting away with the offside and the tush push.
Well, that's my point 2A here. I think this is going to be the last year of the tush push.
Really?
Because it's too hard to call, and there's always guys jumping off sides.
Oh, the 2 egregious ones. One against Kansas City one. So that's
the problem. Owners are going to point to that and be like,
look, it's on the film. And who else did they play? There was one against who did they play in the beginning? Dallas. There was one in the Dallas game where one guy was freaking shooting through the area code before they even got started. So yeah, I think
I think they're going to outlaw it by the whatever.
I would say hold on to this thought when you think about how tough Philadelphia's schedule is, okay? Look who have they played to start.
Yeah.
Dallas, Kansas City, and the Rams. Oh, by the way, who do they have coming up? And I don't see anybody beating them for a while. Now, one of the biggest games of this week is...
Everyone's going to try and take a chunk out of the king, though.
Okay, they're at Tampa Bay this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the things I was going to say, can I add on to that?
Yeah, go for it.
Is that in the Philadelphia mode... Can everyone shut up about Jalen Hurts? Just shut up about the guy. Oh,
people hate him.
Why?
You know what? You know one of my reasons.
Why?
I think it's partially a race thing.
I hope not. Because all the other black quarterbacks around the league, I don't want to go down that road.
Lamar gets a lot of hate too.
Well, Lamar gets hate because Lamar does Lamar things and then does stupid things or shit don't happen. So Lamar's over there. I don't know. There's a hint of that out in the air somewhere, but I think that's generated by those people in the media. Personally, here at the house that happens, I don't want to hear about that anymore because I'm seeing...
Well, it's bullshit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's bullshit. Like, you don't want Lamar Jackson as your quarterback? Wait,
I would kill for him or Jalen Hurts as my quarterback.
19,
of course he would.
What is he, 18 and there's 1 in his last 19 games? Oh,
whatever it may be.
Oh, by the way, 2 Super Bowl appearances. Oh, if it wasn't for the great Patrick Mahomes and that last-minute drive, he would have been MVP in 2 freaking Super Bowls. Oh, by the way, he can't push the ball downfield. Look against the Rams on Sunday when they needed him. Don't you play the game to win?
I thought so.
I do not. I'm so sick of and I'm not his biggest fan. I just say when a guy's playing that well, oh, what's the problem with him? Cam Newton's funny on TV. Wouldn't even give Jalen Hurts the time of day.
Cam Newton's a bit of a clown sometimes.
I think he does it for clickbait sometimes just to get the conversation going.
I get that.
But seriously, Burrow...
But that hurts your integrity, in my opinion.
Yeah, but he validates it with numbers. Okay, he puts up numbers. Okay,
that's accountant bullshit. You can make the numbers say anything you want them to say, right?
But they have some merit. My bottom line is the number 1 statistic for me is the dub. The dub. Isn't that the number 1 statistic? And you know what? Jalen Hurts is egoless. He doesn't have to go back there. Now, I know his wide receivers get a little...
Well, especially AJ.
And that guy's a beast. But you know, he knew to go to him. He put the ball up in the air. I think you're right. I think they're going to be a little better than Kansas City because I think they're going to beat down on these teams a little bit more. But we'll wait and see.
All right, what's your third point?
Special teams.
Okay.
And that skid kick or whatever that they're trying to do. You don't realize it enough because some people have mastered it, but you do have to kick the football into the designated kicking area or Glaring example again this week. What happened on Thursday Night Football? Buddy kicks it, misses the zone. Seattle gets it on the 40. One completion, field goal, game over. You know what I mean? So special teams, the kicking is becoming way more tricky than people have realized. And some people do it, like the guy in the Rams. Did you see his kick?
No.
Oh, it goes end over end, bounces in the zone, and it doesn't bounce straight. So then because he's not kicking it clean. However, Pat McAfee had a very interesting point. He said he'd rather have his punter and kicker to do that, because when you kick a ball like that for a field goal, that means you're fucking up. Like, you'd never kick a ball like that. So what are you doing? Going back and forth with your motion? You'd have to be a very concentrating kicker to make sure to do one or the other.
I mean, if you practice both and you have like the mechanics down, that's all it is.
Then the punter should do that. His mechanics down, because you just want your kicker to freaking kick the 60-yarder and nothing else.
Well, if you have a guy that can do both.
It is. Well, there's a couple around the league. One of them is the Rams
That
guy.
just might be the way the kicking position is developing, though, right?
Yeah, no, it's the evolution of the game, and makes special teams even more significant. And not only that, we're getting more run backs. What are they up, 20%?
Yeah.
But like I'm going to say this. They're going to change some of the rules.
They got to tweak it a little bit.
I think they're going to tweak it, bring everything back 5 yards, because it's getting a little bit, you know what they say, it's great for the fantasy fans.
Well, and the difference isn't that much between just like a touchback and the penalty for kicking it out of bounds, right? Which is a little ridiculous.
35 and the 40. Or
like, who cares?
Or if it goes down there, the guy doesn't bring it out, you get it on the 20 still.
Like, that's got to be fixed.
Yeah. But there's teams like Detroit, the Chargers, they kick it to a certain spot and swarm. So they're keeping it around. Like, if you look at the statistics, there's some teams that have kept the ball off the kickoffs. The team starts on the 30 or less a lot. Other teams, not so much. Just the way they line up. You know what I mean? And trying to get the breaks. And the other thing about special teams is, have you seen so many block kicks?
No.
In football.
Last week especially, that was nuts.
Broke the record. And 2 in the LA game.
Yeah.
Alone. Cleveland almost lost because of a kick. Green Bay puked it up because of a block kick. So what they're saying is, because they couldn't get around that leverage now, it's which guy do you blitz at the right spot? And people are doing it from new angles this year, or people are studying the films a little bit closer, because the way that they're doing it with these 60-yarders and shit, it's a launch angle. So you know what I mean? You change the launch angle, then you can change your ability to attack. The Philadelphia one where the guy got the field goal and went the other way was just mad. Killed my pro lines. Like, just killed him. You know what I mean?
The scoring the touchdown there, that was just adding insult to injury. They won the game already.
Well, no, that was a game-winning field goal. So I'm thinking
but the point about him running back for the touchdown, that was just to add insult.
Oh, icing on the cake for sure. And I love the guy doing it, even though it was my Rams. But
a thick six. Well, not really a thick six, but
yeah,
close enough.
Oh yeah, that's so. But any event, keep your eye on the special teams, because it's become more of it's in your face more this year than we have seen it in a long time, due to the new kicking rules and due to the new convergence on the way they're trying to block. Makes games very interesting.
Very much so. Cincinnati and Jacksonville. How the fuck are these teams 2-1?
Oh, you know what? I'm going to compare Cincinnati to Jimenez's home run production. Okay, remember the beginning of the season? Guy had 3 home runs in the first 10. Oh, this guy's on pace to hit 20. What did I say? If he gets 8, we're lucky. What's he at? Did he get his 10?
Well, he got hurt for a lot of the season, too.
Whatever.
So you take his glove. That's the point.
Okay, yeah. But anyway, my comparison is to Cincinnati. They got their 2 wins now. Where are they going to get some more? Now, Jacksonville is a different animal. They've got some D. I think Jacksonville is going to be more of a threat to get at Indianapolis.
You think so?
Yes, they're okay. Trevor Lawrence has got to tighten up. He's got the 2 wide receivers.
Brian Thomas Jr. has been very disappointing. Travis Hunter looks like...
Oh, what are they doing with this guy? Like,
he looks like a wide receiver 3 and a cornerback 3 right now. Like, just...
I never even noticed the guy. Number 2 pick overall.
I dropped him on fantasy.
Oh, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Like, I mean, this is a guy, the unicorn. Generational player. He can play more snaps in a game than anybody.
Yeah, suddenly I'm not so upset about the Patriots losing out on him.
I thought it was a little bit of an overreach, but I think they should have just made him a...
Just pick one.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Obviously.
Maybe throw him in some sets on the other one, fine. But having him play double duty, like...
No, that's just
That's
really,
college
really
shit,
weird,
man.
But listen, if you take a look at things, okay, like let's not knock Jacksonville so much. They still got Trevor Lawrence.
He hasn't been great though.
No, he hasn't been great, but he hasn't sucked yet. Okay, so what?
Who have they played?
Okay, they played
me and you.
Okay, so now they play in San Francisco.
They're getting smoked.
I bet you San Fran has trouble covering the spread.
Spread's not that high.
So we're going to see, because they're going to be in big trouble because they got San Francisco, Kansas City, Seattle, and the Rams. So in 1 month we'll be able to say.
Yeah, they're 2-1, but they played Carolina, Cincinnati, and Houston. Come on.
Okay, I got you. So we're going to say this is their test this weekend.
And they're going to fail.
Okay,
What's the opposite of flying colors?
We know.
Crashing black and white? I don't know.
Something like that. It's not really good. You know what I mean? Which is interesting because you bringing that up, I'm saying of all the 3-0 teams, what teams do you think are for real? You got Indy, you got Tampa Bay, and you got the Chargers, who have not been considered powerhouses, even though Tampa Bay has played increasingly well over the last 2 seasons. And Baker Mayfield's got to get credit just for having to replace Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, and they barely missed a step. Now, they haven't gotten to the Super Bowl.
But they've been a consistent division winner.
100%. And Baker Mayfield, was never one of his biggest fans. This guy is 3 game-winning drives in 3 games.
Come on, you gotta love Baker.
Oh, yeah. And I love that thing when he said to the rookie, you disrespected my pass, catching it with one hand. That's just gold.
He said that to Ibuka?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Did you see that in the game? He goes, what did you think of the Ibuka one-handed catch? So that was a big 4th down play or 3rd down play that got them in position to win. And he said, what do you think of the Ibuka catch? And he said, he disrespected my pass, catching that with one hand. Just, that's Baker at his best. You know what I mean? And that
too bad that Mike Evans is out, though.
He's only out for 2 weeks, and Godwin's coming back. And they've got that, what's his game? Who's their running back again? Irving?
Bucky Irving.
Yeah, he's got there. They got a big old line that Trish, whatever, with a W last name is coming back. I think that's going to be a good game because it's in Tampa Bay.
Their number 2 running back's not bad either, Rashad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And their defense is good with a Todd Bowles team. Their defense is always solid. One of the bigger games this weekend.
I think they're a lock for their division.
Who's going to compete with them?
Oh, exactly.
I tried to give Atlanta some time of day. What the fuck is wrong with Atlanta?
That actually ties in with my next point.
Okay, go ahead.
Atlanta getting shut out by Carolina is relegation worthy.
Yes, no doubt. How many, first of all, everybody, I'm going to tell you this is my advice because I did not get into a suicide pool. I missed a couple chances, and my son got burned on one of his. No matter how good it looks, unless Jesus comes down and says, okay, when you're taking a suicide pick, take a home team. Any given Sunday. How many people took Green Bay? And how many took Atlanta last week because they were like gimmies? Both teams were on the road.
Atlanta's a division game as well, so things can get funky.
And they went to Carolina. Who was Carolina? Did you really think that Carolina was going to win after the first 2 Atlanta wins, or the tough one? They had a tough game against. They had a tough game against Tampa Bay, and then who did they beat? They beat somebody like, was it Minnesota or somebody?
Atlanta, wasn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, they did beat Minnesota.
Yeah, they beat Minnesota
in Minnesota.
Yeah. So, and you're thinking, okay. It's Carolina. Any given Sunday. So that
was ridiculous.
So you're talking about Tampa being the one to win that division. I can't. Carolina, New Orleans on their way to first round. Oh,
the Aints are back, baby.
I'm not even understanding that. You know what I mean? Too bad for a once proud franchise. But when I was a kid, they were called the Aints then too. They were the ones that invented putting the bag over your head. Yep. So here we go. But, yeah, you make a good point there.
Funny how history repeats itself. I have 1 point left. What do you have, 2?
No, just got 1 left.
Okay.
That's it. That was my 5, wasn't it? I think so, yeah. 1, 2. Oh, yeah. I got 1 here. Can the people that run football games, I'm going to do my best Christopher Mad Dog Russo comments. Who does the scheduling for the primetime games? We got Miami and the Giants on primetime this week.
Monday?
I think so.
Okay, well, Monday Night Football, everyone's got play. That's the thing.
Well, okay, so all the other nights, we got to give them credit because the Thursday night games have been outstanding and the Sunday night games have been outstanding.
Well, Sunday night's always been, those are generally pretty good. Early in the season, you might have a couple misses, but that's it.
Well, that's why I'm setting it up. Well, look at this Sunday night, the most hyped game of the year. The most hype game of the year on a Sunday night. But when you're doing the scheduling and they say, oh, let's get it even. Well, if your team is good and you're in the market, I don't want to see Jacksonville and Tennessee on a Thursday night. They're going to say, oh,
that's what it used to be.
We're going to get a division game. No, then give us the best division game you're going to get in the week. You know what I mean? So I think the schedule has been pretty damn good. And then all of a sudden you get to a game at Miami and the Jets.
Well, we got 2 Monday nighters this week, so Cincy Denver should be a little better.
Well, God, that we'll get to see. You were talking about Cincinnati. How did they get to 2-1? You're going to see how they're going to stay there. That defense is just going to murder those guys. You know what I mean? You got one more?
Yeah, Danny Dimes, leading candidate for MVP.
Indiana Jones.
Indiana
Jones. He's not Danny Dimes anymore. He's Indiana Jones. Yes, he has to be on there because his offensive metrics are insane. Just as we were talking about before, 1 punt. Blitz 72% of the time. 3-0 team with a defense and a couple weapons. Oh, yeah, he's there. With a lot of football to play. But if you can't give Indiana Jones his props, you shouldn't be watching football.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, big shout out to him. I think him and Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold, look at him slinging last night. They are the poster child, as Troy Aikman, Tom Brady, Nick Saban, the college coach, says, if you don't give these kids time, you kill them. Mm-hmm. And that's living proof. The only other thing I want to bring up, and that's been a question, is you know that the AFC has always been the stronger conference. Remember last couple of years?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we got Kansas City. We got Baltimore. We got Cincinnati. We got Buffalo.
I would say the AFC is a more balanced conference. I don't know if it's better.
What's that?
I would say it's a more balanced conference.
AFC?
Generally. NFC, though, I find like the top is really good, but then the bottom's really bad.
That's only because you got the NFC South. But
and the Giants and the Bears.
Bears won a game. I'm saying,
congrats.
I think, in my opinion, the reason I'm bringing it up because it's talked about, I think it's a little bit more even. Because if you were to talk about after 3 games, the teams that have jumped out and you said, that team could go to the Super Bowl. Are you saying that about Indianapolis?
I'm not going to count them out.
But are you saying it about Indianapolis?
It's too early for me to say who's going to go to the Super Bowl.
You think Philadelphia can go to the Super Bowl?
I'm not counting them out.
Okay, so there you go. That's what I'm talking about. You talk Philadelphia, Super Bowl. Rams, yeah, you're thinking Super Bowl. Lions, you're thinking Super Bowl. San Francisco's even getting some freaking love.
I picked them to win the division this year, so.
That's what it is. So all those teams, look, you're saying, yeah. You're saying the same thing about Indiana and Indianapolis Jones?
I said I'm not going to count them out.
Well, you're not saying them in the same sentence as those teams. You
Why
just
not?
admit it. So
No, I said the exact same thing about them. I said I'm not going to count them out.
Okay,
Chargers, whatever.
Okay, I think the Chargers are for real because I picked them to win the division.
Indy looks for real, too.
Oh, I do, but here's a little problem about Indianapolis. They scraped by and they played 2 shit teams. If you want to talk about it, because you were talking about who Cincy played or who Jacksonville played.
Right.
Or Atlanta had played or whatever the case may be. Look at Indy's schedule. You know what I mean? So, so if you're going to say it one time, I'm going to say the other. But who do they play this week?
They're at the Rams.
So their undefeated streak's over. Their undefeated streak's over.
Any given Sunday.
Yes. But if they win, whoo, does that shoot them up the ladder? So like you say, it's a week-to-week proposition here in the NFL.
Yes, it is. Mm-hmm. Tom Brady in the booth. We got to talk about this elephant in the room.
You know my opinion on that.
It's sketchy.
Give me your impression of sketchy.
Okay, so his colleagues are receiving sensitive information. He's not allowed in the meetings, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
So what sensitive information did you get?
Oh, he's not talking to Burkhart next to him in the booth getting anything? Come on. You don't think they're talking to each other about stuff?
I heard they smoke weed together once in a while.
Yeah, there you go.
So what? It's all
He's
optics.
An owner.
It's all optics.
No, come on.
So Brady's going to go sit in the clubhouse with Chevis on the rocks.
It's a conflict of interest.
He's going to be somewhere with the headphones on, whether you like it or not. You're just not going to see him next time. But he's not breaking any rules. And he's Tom Brady.
I'm saying it
you
should be
Tom
against
Brady
the rules.
Guy.
I'm a New England guy.
Ooh, I'm a Michigan guy.
I don't know Brady. I don't know Brady personally. Why do I got to defend him in every which way? That's stupid. I think what's going on is...
Then I'm a dumbass.
I'm not saying anything.
I'm a complete dumbass because if you say anything bad about Brady or Max Verstappen in my house right now, do you think we have some issues? You know what I'm saying? Just saying. My point of view.
No, this shouldn't be allowed.
The optics are horrible.
Of course.
That's
and the
all
fact, too, that, like, he allegedly used the money he got paid from Fox to invest in the Raiders is fucked up, too.
Hey, if someone gave you $1 million and it's in your pocket, now they're going to tell you how to spend it?
Well, if it's a conflict of interest,
How's a conflict of interest? You got a contract when he goes, well, now that I'm getting this money, I might as well invest it.
I don't like it. I think it's a weird look for the league.
I am saying, okay, I win $15 million tomorrow. You're my buddy.
Okay.
Here's $500,000. Well, what are you going to do with that? I'm going to do hookers and cocaine, or you're going to invest in a company.
It's not even in the same category.
No, what if you ever do with that money is your business.
Sure.
Oh, well, that's
this is a conflict here. It's a conflict of interest.
Where is the conflict?
He's receiving sensitive information. That's the problem.
He doesn't receive any information.
Get the fuck out of here. That's such bullshit. You don't think he's talking to Burkhart? Burkhart's giving him little notes that he got in the meetings?
I don't know. I'm not in the room with
them.
Oh,
come on.
I don't know.
You don't think these guys are picking each other's brains?
I think every guy, they say, I've heard enough to say that there's more picking each other's brains on the sidelines when they're all walking around with each other. That there's more to that than we see. The number one problem with the Brady issue, and let's get back to it, is optics. Because in my opinion, it's not going to stop. He's part owner. Okay, Tom. And we can't let Mark Davis have anything to do with this because Mark Davis is still working on his Finnegan look, Casey and Finnegan from the Friendly Giant haircut look. He's still got that over here. He's going to be in another room with the headphones on.
I don't know. If I'm the owners, I would not have let this happen.
Well, it's not done yet, and it's really calmed down during the week. But let's put it this way.
For now, it's calmed down.
For the moment. Okay, well, I don't think we're going to see him again next week. I really don't.
What do you mean?
I don't think we'll see him in the booth. I don't think we'll see him in the booth. Unless it's off day because he's got to do his Fox thing.
I find it funny that ESPN put that up there, too.
The thing is, they don't call Tom Brady the golden boy for nothing. This guy eats, sleeps, breathes, dreams football, okay? His contribution...
Pick a lane, then.
What's that?
Pick a lane.
He's just somebody that happens to be able to invest his money with the money that he's making while he works.
Okay.
You can't take
pick a lane.
Okay.
Broadcasting or ownership.
Why does he have to pick a lane?
Conflict of interest.
I don't see it if he's doing it there. If he stays away, he's not even allowed it. Like some teams have already said.
Good. I wouldn't allow him in fucking 50 yards close to the freaking arena.
He's not even allowed into some of the training facilities.
I get that.
Okay, so
you don't think he's talking to Burkhart about like, oh, what do you see here? What do you see here?
That's what you're saying, but I don't know.
Come on.
I think Brady knows enough about the game when he sees things on the field and he talks about some stuff. Brady's getting better by the broadcast. And he's talking about...
I'd still rather have Greg Olsen.
But Greg Olsen's great too. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying what they're doing is that sometimes Brady's getting good enough is that he's giving you a little minutia about the game because he's a football junkie.
All these guys are football junkies.
Okay,
though.
But I'm saying they say one of the best people at watching films is Tom Brady. He finds things on films which you got to give him credit. So when he's looking at the lineups on those fields after playing 20 years in the NFL and he knows the personnel, do you think he needs to know that much extra, or are you just saying he's taking that information?
Okay, I'm not saying
when they're playing against the Raiders?
You're missing the point though. This is about
I'm being a bastard.
Yeah, you are being a bastard. It's not going to last forever.
Okay, so I'm just saying this.
Especially if the Raiders start to get good and people start to pick up on like him, like they're like, how do they get that? How do they get that?
I know that he's not allowed to talk to people the week that a Raider.
But he's allowed to talk to people that talk to the people.
That happens every day on the sidelines when they're going out for beers, maybe on an airplane. I don't know. But I'm just saying this. I agree with you. The optics are horrible. Okay? And I don't think it's going to change because all Brady's going to do is go sit in a place where they can't see him. And he's going to do the same thing.
People are still going to know, though.
People are just pissed because it's Brady. You either love him or hate him. There's no in-between on Brady.
Well, listen, I was a fan of Brady as a player, but I still think it's bullshit.
Okay. That's...
The irony, too, is that Al Davis, the former owner of the Raiders, never would have stood for this.
He would have freaking he wouldn't let, if the shoe was on the other foot, that guy wouldn't be allowed to take a helicopter over it.
So that makes it the irony of ironies.
So it's up to the owners to say something.
100%.
Now, I'm saying this. I think that there's spies all over this goddamn league. So I don't think that too big a can of worms. I've heard that too.
Really?
Yes. All over the league. People are, why do you think every time...
But you don't think this is a big can of worms?
Why do you think every time you see a guy in the sidelines putting in his face...
That's bullshit, though. Who they got lip reading?
They did it back in the 80s. That's what we heard. Somebody was lip reading, so I don't know. I can't remember, but it came up with somebody was Ripley because somebody came up and someone yelled on the sideline like a bum Phillips or one of those Marty Schottenheimers, one of those really boisterous coaches yells out. They changed the blitz and went through. That could be urban legend, but I've heard it out there all the time.
I don't think guys have people reading lips. That'd be extreme.
That's a waste of money in some respects.
Yeah, exactly.
But we'll have to wait.
And there's a level of variance with an error there when reading lips.
Does everyone know I'm a Brady fan, by the way?
I think people figured it out. Oh,
okay.
Justin Fields will be back on Monday night.
Will he?
Yep.
I'm glad. Don't want to see him out like that. You know what I mean? So as we get here, before we end the football talk.
Also, CeeDee Lamb out with an ankle sprain in 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah, I know that. And who else is out? Bosa.
Nick Bosa, yeah.
From San Francisco is gone for the year with the Achilles too, or was it a hamstring? I hate when guys get hurt, eh? It's just such a drag because, it's more for their health. Everyone says, what good of the team. Let's think of the individual.
Yeah, back to, sorry, just one more thing about the Brady thing. You said, teams have spies all over the place. Mm-hmm. The problem is this is a spy in plain sight.
If that's what you want to believe.
I
don't think we'll see him there again. I think Brady will just disappear because he doesn't want to hear the heat. Brady, all this stuff that Brady does.
But he's still going to be there front and center on the Fox broadcast, though, so people are still going to hear about it. They're still going to be reminded about it.
If he's at the Fox game and the Raiders are playing at the same time, what are you worried about?
What?
Okay, if Brady's on TV.
I don't get your point.
Okay. Brady's on TV doing the Dallas-Detroit game.
Okay.
And the Raiders are playing 1 o'clock in Minnesota.
Okay.
He's going to have no effect on that Minnesota-Vegas game because it's going on at the same time. What's he going to do?
You to give them information before the game. How do you know that?
Well, everybody's doing that.
Okay, then.
I'm saying so. I'm just saying what Brady's going to get.
That's a dumb point.
Well, what are you saying? I'm saying that the reason that everybody hasn't yelled and screamed, and I think the owners are going to change it because of the optics or whatever. Everybody knows everybody's got spies. This is war.
Okay, so at least be smart enough to hide your spies, dummy.
I'm saying that I don't think
that's not me calling you dummy. It's me calling the Raiders dummies.
Okay, and maybe I'm defending the wrong thing. I'm of the belief Brady will do it again, but we just won't see him. That's how I see it going.
I know. I think this is really sketchy.
At best. I laughed my ass off when it came up. I really did. Because there's Mark Davis 2 boxes above, and he's oblivious to what's going on in the game. You know what I mean? Whatever. It's very interesting story.
Whatever. The Raiders fucking suck. I hope they lose for the next 25 years.
We'll see. You're a New England fan. I forgot. Before we go,
picks against the spread?
Yeah, just before we do that, any other big surprises in the league to you this year so far?
Big surprises?
Yeah, big surprises. The biggest one is to me is Houston. The Houston one is.
I was going to say after tomorrow will be a big surprise. Who's 1-3, Kansas City or Baltimore?
Oh, that's. What I think Baltimore is in a better shape to come all the way back. That's the 2 biggest games of the weekend.
Not if Henry's fallen off though. I don't know. Something's weird about that team, and they've had that fall off season before in the past. So I wouldn't.
16 games in the Lamar era. That the Baltimore, I think it's 16 games that the Baltimore Ravens in the Lamar era have had a 10-point lead in the second half or the fourth quarter and lost. Yeah. No team is close. I think the next.
Oh, they're choke artists.
I think, what is it, 16 or 17? I think the next close is like 8 or 9, and it's like a New Orleans or a team or Tennessee.
Right.
But the difference between them and the next team is freaking. I went, wow, when I heard that number.
It's crazy.
So, what are you going to say?
You're almost wondering how Harbaugh's hung on to his job.
How can he not?
I know he's won them the Super Bowl, but
they're always in contention.
That's a lot of choked games, though.
So what's the difference between him and Mike Tomlin?
I'm also asking the same about Mike Tomlin.
Well, we're going to see where it is. Maybe they stayed too long, but the Baltimore thing is always quite interesting.
Very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Ready for our picks?
Yes, I am.
So last week, we didn't even send it, so.
Yes, we did, didn't we?
No, I said I was going to send you the picks, and then we didn't end up doing it.
I've got mine somewhere. I just got to check with Pitt.
I didn't do mine, though. That's the thing.
I did.
So.
I can tell you right now what I picked last week. In week 2, I took Green Bay. I took Jacksonville. I took Dallas. I took Detroit. I took the Rams. I took New England. I took San Francisco. I took Buffalo. I took Pittsburgh. Seattle at Pittsburgh. I took Baltimore. Cleveland at Baltimore. Denver at Indianapolis. I took Indy. Carolina at Arizona. I took Arizona. Philadelphia at Kansas City. I took Kansas City. And Atlanta at Minnesota. I took Minnesota. And on the
that's last week. It doesn't matter. We didn't even count for our pool.
Okay.
Our pool. So either way, week 1 I beat you 9-5. Week 2 I beat you 9-8. So it was a lot closer.
Okay.
I am up 2-0 on the season. All right. First game in Dublin, Ireland. Minnesota, Pittsburgh. Minnesota's favored by 2.5. I'm going to take the Steelers.
I'm taking the Steelers too. What did you take on Thursday night?
I didn't take.
I took Arizona like a dumbass.
I would have told you to take Seattle.
I talked myself out of it. Just like I talked myself out of Indy last week.
I told you, I think Seattle's the real deal this year. I think they make the playoffs.
Their defense. I think I had them as a wild card team in San Francisco not making the playoffs, didn't I?
I think you made fun of me for taking Seattle.
I don't know. Their defense.
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't have Seattle in the. Oh no, you did have them as a playoff team. Never mind.
And I have San Fran out, right?
Yeah, you had them out.
I'm sticking with that.
All right, Washington at Atlanta. Atlanta favored by 1.5 at home. I'm going to take Washington.
I'm going to take Washington too.
New Orleans at Buffalo. Buffalo favored by 14.5 at home. I say they win by 20. Give me the Bills.
Okay, but and if the Bills take their foot off the gas in the fourth quarter and they win 34-20, I'm going to be pissed. This is the.
You're taking Buffalo?
Yes, I have to. This is why the only people smarter than Stephen Hawkins and Einstein is Vegas. Those bastards are just. Wait to hear my little clip. I didn't finish it. It's all going to be about that. But think about that. Every time Buffalo's got a spread now, you got to go, Like, look at the 11 points.
Yeah.
On the Thursday against Miami. Were you taking it? Were you taking Miami? No. And I talked, me and Pick will tell you this.
I was thinking about Miami, though.
Pick called me up because I had to put in my pick, with Pick. And we talked on the phone about 5 minutes. Well, every reason why Miami will cover the spread. Division, on the road, coach playing for his job. They got to break the streak against Buffalo. That's too many points. Okay, we take Buffalo.
Cleveland at Detroit. Detroit favored by 9.5. I'm on the Lions.
You better be. You don't even have to ask me about that, okay?
No. Tennessee at Houston. Houston favored by 7.5 at home. I take Tennessee to cover.
Not a chance. This is where the remedy. This division game, they're going to rough them up. And if you see the last few times they played Tennessee, Houston's got some numbers. And their defense is going to come through. Houston hasn't been getting killed. It's just that their offense
I think this is a
clicking.
backdoor cover.
Okay.
Carolina at New England. New England favored by 5.5 at home. I'm on the Patriots all day.
Me too.
Chargers at the Giants. Chargers favored by 6.5 on the road. I'm on the Chargers.
This is another one of those.
This one could be a backdoor cover, though.
I'm on the Chargers bandwagon. You know that. But this is the classic coming across from the West Coast to the East Coast 1 o'clock game, isn't it? That's what they're saying. And you know how many miles that the Chargers have traveled in the first 4 games of the season?
Yeah, a lot.
It is. First of all, they started in Brazil.
Oh, true.
And then they had to go to the East Coast to play, was it Pittsburgh or somebody? So this is their second East Coast trip, and I think they've only got 1 game at home. Yeah, they've traveled almost double the miles of any other team.
Wow.
In football. Yeah, it's weird. Well, of course, now Minnesota and
they're going to Ireland.
So they're going to take that out of the equation real quick.
Pittsburgh at Tampa Bay. Philly at Tampa Bay. Philly favored by 3.5 on the road. I think this one's going to be within a field goal. Give me Tampa Bay.
I think that Tampa Bay is going to run out on this last drive of the game stuff. And I'm going to go to your school. We're going to say Philadelphia keeps winning the close ones like Kansas City did last year.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to win by 4. It's going to be like a 28-24 game. And making Vegas look like freaking Einstein again.
So you're on Philly?
I'm on Philly.
Okay. Indianapolis at the LA Rams. Rams favored by 3.5 at home. I'm on Indy for the upset.
I'm taking the Rams all day. That's my boy Stafford. They're not. You know what they did? McVay, being the genius that he is, why didn't they go for 4th down? They had 2.
I thought all the coaches were geniuses.
No.
You said that when I brought up LaFleur being a genius. But
there's a few. O'Connell's looking that way in Minnesota. McDaniel still is. It's just a team fell apart upon him.
Some guys are coordinators, some guys are coaches, and
he may be looking like a coordinator.
Yeah.
That case may be. What was that? The Rams. Anyways, if you look, the Rams should be 3-0. That's what I'm saying. And at home, and they're going to be pissed. They just McVay, being that he is, like they had 4 field goals. They should have converted one more touchdown. We wouldn't have the conversation. You know what I mean? So I'm taking the Rams at home.
Jacksonville at San Francisco. San Fran favored by 3.5 at home. I'm on the 49ers all day.
Oh, this is the toughest pick of the week. This is going to be the weird
How is this even a tough pick?
Because
this is the easiest pick of the week.
San Francisco is doing it with smoke and mirrors. They really are. You know why you got to take San Fran?
Purdy's back too, isn't he?
I don't care. They've got freaking Jesus on the payroll. This game bugs me. This is a game, that 1 week when we go next week, go, holy shit, how did Jacksonville beat San Francisco?
So you're on Jacksonville?
No.
Okay, then. Baltimore at Kansas City, the big one here. Baltimore favored by 2.5 on the road. I don't know how. Give me the home dogs. I'm on the Chiefs.
I'm saying that Baltimore is going to go in and find a way to do it.
By more than 2.5?
Yeah, they got to win a field goal in the last second.
Okay. The Chicago Bears at the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders favored by 1.5 at home. I'm on the upset. Give me the Bears.
You're taking the Bears after all that conversation about Vegas, so shut up and don't lie. Don't lie on the air to the people you're taking.
I just think Vegas sucks.
I'm taking Vegas.
Okay.
That's why you're taking the Bears. You hate this game, don't you? Bears and Vegas.
It's 2 shitty teams, yeah.
Brutal. Just brutal.
Ashton Genty complaining that he's not getting enough touches.
Oh, that still blew my mind. This kid got up to the microphone and said, me, I. What? Oh. Guys are going to hit him harder this week. You know that. They see him, they're going to, kid, really? Welcome to the NFL.
Green Bay at Dallas, possibly the game of the week. Green Bay favored by 6.5 on the road. I think it's going to be a pretty tight game. I take Dallas to cover, but I think Green Bay wins.
I'm doing the same. You got to. You know what? I hope Green Bay blows them out of the water.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Dallas is good at home.
Dallas is, and they've been better than people realize. Even though that Giants game that they won was whatever. And then last week, come on. Against Chicago? That means so we got suspect defenses?
Yeah.
Come on.
New York Jets, we're on to Monday Night Football. Game 1, New York Giants at the Miami Dolphins. Dolphins favored by 2.5 at home. I'm going to pick the Jets, especially with Fields coming back.
I think they'll right the ship at home.
Miami?
Yeah, right the ship at home, and I'm taking Denver.
And last but not least, Cincinnati at Denver. Denver favored by 7.5. You're on Denver?
If you gave me 10, I'd take it.
I'm on Denver as well.
Denver's defense metrics are great. They haven't had any breaks. They had the leverage play, the San Diego freaking Hebert.
LA Chargers,
Okay. What did I say, San Diego?
You said San Diego.
Oh, gee. Okay, hey, Tony and Mike, you're loving me. You know what they said the other day? Cornhart said the other day? I'm calling them San Diego forever. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. In any event, what you got to realize, people, it's a quarter of the season's over. One of the things,
not quite, because they got 17
after tomorrow,
now.
Okay, well,
no,
almost a quarter.
Yeah,
we'll have our power rankings next week.
Yeah.
Just remember this: we're all gambling on these games. Look at the minutia, because the minutia is winning this year. Vegas is winning by a mile, and you go.
When do they not win?
No, but it never. There should be a little bit. Like Vegas is winning 72% of the time. It's usually they're like the 60-some%. They're up 10%. They're shit kicking everybody. I want to see them.
Well, that means things should adjust back to the mean.
Well, that's what we're hoping, and we're going to see some games like that. But when you see Cleveland, Green Bay going undefeated, this team is unbelievable. Yeah. Shit the bed against freaking Cleveland. You know, like stuff like that. You know what I mean? Or Atlanta, supposed to be something. Losing by 30.
No, Atlanta, I told you, were frauds.
But 30-0 against a team like Carolina? Come on. What are you going to say? Who would have called that?
That's fraudulent to me. Sounds fraudulent.
And then you get the absolutely, I'm still dropped everything in my hands when freaking Philadelphia blocked that field goal at the end of the Rams game. I just went, worst case scenario. I had 16 parlay. Guess who was on that one? Won 5 out of 6. All my other cards are fucked. But the one card would have been good for me if, never mind. Next.
Yeah, we will move this up. And speaking of worst case scenarios, we'll talk a little bit of soccer and Toronto FC. Who
Messi's in town.
Today, yes, Inter Miami. Toronto coming off 2 draws in a row on the road. And then after that, at Chicago, at LAFC, and versus Orlando to close out the season. And then that'll be it to talk about our beloved Toronto FC.
Serge, Matty Curran, all you people with your season's tickets, go see Messi today. You're going to see Messi.
Or sell them.
Or whatever the case may be. It's going to be a sellout, I've heard.
Yeah, it's Messi in town.
It's Messi, that's what I'm saying. So Toronto, we got a reason to talk about him. Outside of that, pretty soon we won't have to talk about him anymore.
In about a month, we won't.
Yes, thank God.
Let's set up with a little bit of around the leagues in Europe. So Manchester City won 3-0 over United in the Manchester Derby.
They're back.
Haaland with a brace, although Man City only 2 wins and 7 points through their first 5 matches in EPL, so they are not quite back. They're sitting mid-table.
They won champions their first game, so they're gonna be okay.
Yeah, no.
I like the tantrum guy.
The tantrum. Juventus came up with a 4-3 victory in the Derby d'Italia over Inter, despite losing on the stat sheet. Inter's off to a slow start as well. 6 points in 4 matches, 10th in City out right now. Barcelona went off for a 6-0 win over Valencia. Lopez, Rafinha, and Lewandowski all earning 2 goals, a brace each.
Powerhouse, eh?
Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern are the only perfect teams this season, including Champions League.
Yes.
So we had Champions League a couple weeks ago. We got a game day this week coming up too, but we'll do a little review here. Yep. Dortmund went into Juve, went up 4-2 in the 86th minute, but Juve got 2 late ones to get a draw.
I watched the highlights. How do you do that? And it was late. Like, what did they do?
Juventus looks like they're back this year.
Oh, Juventus does. Yeah. I will agree.
They're second in the City out right now, too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They've really made a resurgence. But come on, bro. That's not supposed to happen, is it?
At home, you see that, though.
Okay.
You're pressing last couple minutes. Yeah. Those subs come in, you know.
Yep.
Mbappe scored a penalty winner to give Real Madrid a 2-1 win over Marseille. Harry Kane gets 2 goals, including a penalty winner to propel Bayern past Chelsea 3-1.
Another powerhouse, eh? Powerhouse. Sometimes when you watch their highlights, the other team get the ball.
Yeah, well, and Chelsea looks like they're in trouble, too, especially Cole Palmer. They're saying he's going to miss 3 matches now. Ooh. I think they got Liverpool coming up, too, so that's going to be a big issue.
Yep.
PSG dominates Atalanta 4-0. Liverpool took an early 2-0 lead on Atletico Madrid. Atletico stormed back to tie the match in the 81st minute, but Virgil van Dijk scored the winner in the 92nd minute to give Liverpool a 3-2 win.
They said that was one of the best games of the first round. The
first game day.
The first game day, yeah, that was a big. I was watching the soccer show, and I don't know who they're talking about, some of the players, but they were ranting about that game. The pace. They were talking about the pace of the game. It was really good.
An early red card sent Napoli back, giving Man City an easy 2-0 victory. And this week, we got a big one. Barcelona versus PSG coming up. That's the real matchup to watch. I believe they'll be on Thursday. Yeah.
I think the schedule, it's right here. How come you didn't mention Arsenal?
What's to mention about them?
You hate them, don't you?
They
won too. They won. You're going to do a complete report. You got to bring up the Gunners.
Complete report.
The Gunners.
I got to bring up all 18 games.
That's just for the people on. I know some people out there at San Fran. There's some Arsenal people out there, so you cannot neglect them.
I feel like I'm a little alone here as a Chelsea fan. Everyone's either Liverpool or Arsenal.
Yeah. Arsenal. Yeah.
Or Manchester United, though they're
not.
Shout out producer Jay.
Yeah. How you doing, Jay?
Yeah. Anything else you want to add for soccer?
No, but some of these games I'm going to watch this week because I was a little busy last couple of days and I just seen the highlight show. But I'm going to look at the bigger games because, once again, we like to talk about the highest level of competition.
That's right.
And Champions League is the highest level of competition. Just because we live in North America doesn't mean we can't open the doors. And not enough games are on TV.
They're on DAZN.
Yeah, I know. I got to reboot it or something. I don't know.
We'll move us over to the CFL where the Argos get a big kick to beat the Elks 31-30 at home.
But
they lost a close one at home versus Montreal 21-19. Got to have that. And they lost last night at BC 27-22, I believe was the final. Bye-bye playoffs.
Nick, I know you're a diehard Argo fan. We got to shout out to Nick because he's always loving the fact. We're not talking about the Argos
Nick,
much
we
anymore.
love you.
Yes, we do. But what happened to your Argos? Serge and the crew. You still having that tailgate party? What? For losers?
It's a sad tailgate now.
Oh, and the way they fell off the cliff like that, eh? Like we're thinking about a possible dynasty.
And in that sense, yeah. But this year they just never got off on the right foot.
No, and they'll be back next year. That's a CFL, and we know we'll have all the personnel back. It's just
maybe not. The history of the Argos is that like they'll have a few good years and then they'll have like a few shit years.
Don't do that, Argos. Don't do that to us, please.
Keith Pelly, Mr.
Pelly's neighborhood. Yes.
Argos, they got Hamilton at home next Saturday, and then it's at Saskatchewan, at Calgary to close out the season. Last 3 games against the top 3 teams in the league.
Which means what?
Bye-bye.
More abuse?
Of course, though, we're bearing the lead with the big news in the CFL. The rule changes for next year got announced. And oh boy, CFL fans are not happy.
It's, you know what, to me, and we're not big CFL guys.
No. Yeah, well, we got to put that out there.
Okay, number one. Now, I'm going to respect Mr. Luke Wilson, who they gave him a job as being on the sidelines at CFL. So he's been taking...
Which also pissed off CFL fans.
Oh, and Mage. Because he calls it like it is. When he go, why does this go on? And CFL people lose their mind. But sometimes he's got some good points.
I agree.
Okay?
I agree.
So the interesting about this, number one, is saying it's Mr. Pelly's neighborhood. Did you know that nobody on the on-field product was summoned about any of this?
Yeah, like no players.
No general managers, no
This
training.
is a purely owners thing, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, some people are saying it's a Mr. Pelly thing.
Well, he's the CEO.
Okay, so in any event...
Or president, chairman, whatever it may be, but yeah.
Okay, here's one of the situations. This is a purely Canadian game, and we'll get through when the changes here, but I want to shout out to Brian Hayes, who had Pelly on his show, and it was one of the best interviews I've seen in a while because he asked Pelly the super hard questions, like the big connection now they're trying to do to the Buffalo Bills connecting with the Argos. Who's that going to take advantage to? What, the Bills going to run around with an Argo logo on their jersey or some shit?
Well,
like,
this is
people
more
in
benefit.
Buffalo are going to come across and Argo game. Let's go. Let's bring our tables. Come on.
This is more for the people of Toronto. Let's be real.
I'm just saying this. I understand that they're trying to get more eyeballs on the game. I think that one of the rules they did in moving the goalpost is a good idea.
Yes.
Shortening the end zone, good idea. Okay, because that's going to tighten it up for more.
I like that they're going to have each team on different sidelines.
And they're going to have them at a point so that when you move them in, because I don't understand the clock running and now not running.
And that's going to have the automatic clock?
Yeah, the automatic clock. I'm kind of weirded out about how that runs there. But let's get back to what Mr. Wilson said. Still 3 downs.
Yes.
Everybody's in motion.
But Cruz, the Rouge is gone. No more Rouge. No more points for missing field goals.
There you go. And how about...
I told my dad about that this morning because he was camping this week, so he didn't hear about any of this. I'm like, yeah, the Rouge is gone. He's like, what?
It's just an insane rule. And there's still 12 players on the field, even though it's only going to be 5 yards. The field itself is only going to be 5 yards shorter. There'll be no more 50, whatever.
Well, 5 yards shorter on each side.
Yeah.
Because they're shortening it from 110 to 100.
Is that what it is? Yeah, at a 10 zone end zone. But the field is just as wide. The hash marks are going to be in the same spot.
Exactly.
You're still going to have the Canadian content that you used to have. One of the things that if this generates more money for the league, one of the things they're saying is that there's like the big difference between these operations and say the NFL is that the amount of coaches and the amount of trainers and that kind of stuff is just non-existent in the CFL due to what?
Money.
There you go. So if they're going to use some of this to generate more money for the league, maybe it'll be a trickle-down effect on helping the team and the players.
Well, the commissioner is saying that all these new rules are to help increase touchdowns, which it's all going to hinge on that.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But, I mean, for those people that are thinking that we're crushing the Canadian game, at first I thought this is Canadian. Why don't they keep that? Then I go, I can't live in the Stone Ages either. They're just tightening it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's still 3 downs, like you said, still 12 men on the field.
Still everybody in motion, the whole 9 yards.
Because there's a lot of conspiracy theories that, this is to set up a merger with the UFO, which I just think would be disastrous and stupid.
No, they tried that before. That's a thing of the past. No, you got to keep it uniquely Canadian.
Yes.
Because after all is said and
done...
Keep
it in Canada.
Okay, so
I know they want to do, they have the 12 team they want to eventually get to. I think that's the goal for the league.
Yeah, but by that time, there'll be the Toronto Argonauts will be playing in the new stadium here in Etobicoke, and we'll have an NFL team by 2030.
No, the Argos are going to stay at BMO.
I'm saying the new team when we have the NFL
team. Oh, the NFL team.
And I think we should call them the Argos, too. But the CFL
people
would have
stupid.
A baby. Why?
Argos are CFL team. Why are you calling the NFL team the Argos? That's stupid. I hate that when like you don't see it anymore, but like when two teams in the same city have the same names, it's just confusing.
Why?
Which one are you talking about? When there's two St. Louis Cardinals in St. Louis, that's dumb.
Well, I know the difference.
Are the baseball Cardinals or the football Cardinals?
I don't know. If people want to
I think that's goofy as fuck. No, don't call them the Argos. Call them something new.
Well, it's like those
Red's got to be the color if Toronto gets a CFL or NFL team.
Really? Canada?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm still saying that because you know what? Every time you go out there...
Although I'm starting to doubt that we're ever going to get an NFL team.
Do you know how much talk is now that I've been shooting my mouth off about that chunk of land right down the street from my house?
Yeah.
The buzz around this area is, what are they doing with that land? Because everything's developed around it. Why? We're getting off topic. We can't get into this can of worms. Anyways, that's why we're talking about the strength of the CFL. I think it hinges on the fact that they're trying to get enough eyes on it to boost the stuff in Toronto.
Yeah, because it's only watched by like guys your age, basically.
There you go. So what I'm thinking that you got to give Hayes credit for is that he didn't want to say it's going to make any difference in Toronto because he thinks the presence of the NFL in Toronto is too dominant due to gambling, fantasy football, red zone.
I mean, you could say that's a problem probably Canada-wide, to be fair.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And everybody knows the amount of money that's spent on NFL in Toronto surpasses 80% of all the franchises, maybe 90% of all the franchises in the NFL. Mm-hmm. You don't think the Monolith is over there looking at that? What does the Monolith have a license to do? Print money.
Sure.
Okay, so there's a lot of money to be printed in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? Just get the merch value in alone. So what's ever being spent now in Toronto, move that over to the merch thing. Oh, this will be a gold mine. And and if anybody out there can tell me what's going on with that chunk of hectare land in Etobicoke, that's the perfect size for a NFL football arena with parking, which is right by the airport. Who's going to own the team? What's that? That's going to be the battle. There's enough money in Toronto for the team. It's just going to be a battle of who's the one that gets their hands on it. I don't think there's any shortage. Rogers.
No, but corporations can't own teams in the NFL.
I know. So then Mr. Tannenbaum will get a couple of his buddies. There's enough money in this city that's the least. In my opinion, that's the least of my worries.
Well,
it's logistics in the American.
Does the NFL want a Canadian team? That's the issue.
I heard it's good, bad, and ugly. Like they don't want to destroy. They don't want to knock off the CFL. And the biggest fear is Toronto just becomes a CFL NFL team. That this market.
I think that issue's a little bit overblown because I think the CFL fans are still going to be CFL fans. Because especially, like, there's not much crossover. CFL's a summer league.
Okay, so we have the Toronto Milanis playing in the AFC North. Are you going to go see those guys or are you going to go see the Argos?
They play at different times, though.
You're an optimist. I like that about you.
The CFL has its fans. I agree,
too, and that's why I say
all the CFL fans will tell you, we like it because it's different.
Yes, and keep the difference. They've only tweaked. They haven't.
I don't think that's that big of a deal with the differences that they made. I think people are bitching now, but like by this time next season, you won't even be hearing about it.
Be like the torpedo bat.
Although Kyle Raleigh is going to ride it to the torpedo bat to the MVP.
Of course he is. Somebody who's
Davis Schneider rode it to 10 home runs.
Too. Cruz on Cincinnati. Like those guys are going to be there. But the bottom line is the biggest fear is Toronto getting out of the picture is going to dilute the CFL. And I'm saying this much. You're not disrespecting the Saskatchewans, the Winnipegs, the Hamiltons. All those teams are going to have their fan bases anyway. So I think the league will be sustainable no matter what happens, even if Toronto does get a NFL team, which I am seriously believing it will happen in my lifetime if it doesn't happen by 2030, 2030.
I go back and forth. If I had to choose, if I had to choose yes or no right now, I'd probably say no.
I'm on the yes. I
wish I had your optimism.
I'm on the yes with Brady in the headphones somewhere in Etobicoke.
Oh, is that why you wanted, just so you could see him in the headphones?
Why not? Come on.
Anything else for CFL?
No, but I wish them the best of luck, and I'm going to tell you this much. Big shout-out for Luke Wilson for being the most honest man we've heard talk about the CFL in years. You know what I mean?
Because he's an outsider.
Yeah. I mean, he's a little brash sometimes. Like, I heard him on the show the other day about the CFL, and he goes, well, don't that people kind of hate you about that, Luke? And he goes, which ones?
That's funny.
Line them up. Which ones? Which ones are you talking about? Oh, I have haters? Which ones? Where do I start?
We'll move this over to the WNBA, where our girl Asia Wilson, MVP, and deservedly so, as her team just stormed down the stretch. Las Vegas Aces won their last 16 games.
Unbelievable. And here's the weird thing, and I know the series is over now. God bless Indiana for having the run that they've...
It's not over.
Oh, it's over.
Two games. It's a best of 5. They're down 2-1.
Okay, what do you want to bet that goes game 5?
I'm just saying, you can't just say it's over before it's over.
Okay, so...
That's anti-sports.
I don't mean to be the purveyor of negativity on the Indiana Fever.
Well, but you are.
I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, because if you see
you're not getting you're saying it's over, and
they won the first game, which was amazing, which we should give benefit to what's her name, Kelsey Mitchell.
Yes.
She's played her ass off to get them. They upset them in the first game.
Okay, so I want to make a point about Kelsey Mitchell here. How underrated she is staggering. She's a top 5, top 10 player in the league. Yet she's somehow the 4th most popular player on her team.
On her own team.
That's insane.
The only reason that they are as far as they are is because of her being the great floor general that she is.
All season she's been unreal.
She's a dog is what she is. And you know what? Do you see how scrappy she is? She's finesse and scrap in the same freaking package. Yeah. But have you seen the last 2 games, and I've seen the second half of the Fever Aces game, and I seen the 3rd game. By the 4th game, like, the Fever were going nuts to get there, and the girls were having a smoke on the Aces bench and said, should we put this away? Ran on, it was over. You could tell. I can't see, God bless Kelsey and the way she's played, which she got all the credit in the world. It's just a really good thing that the Indiana got this far, and they didn't have 2, possibly 3 of the most marketable players in the league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, but I say the Aces going to win it.
I think so, too.
Where did Phoenix come from with Alicia Thomas?
Well, they've been a good team all year.
Yeah, but
Sneaky
good is right. They're out there. They're swinging elbows and
shit.
Now
they got Minnesota on the
and they're winning
ropes.
2-1. Yes, and the next game is in Phoenix, isn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting game. The games have been physical as hell.
When's the next game? Tomorrow, I guess it picks up. Yeah,
tomorrow night. I think they're on. Yeah.
So yeah, tomorrow afternoon, Vegas at Indiana, and then Phoenix with an opportunity to close out at home, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to have it later. Like, what are you doing having an afternoon playoff game against the NFL? What are you guys? That's the same like the Ryder Cup. They're even saying, what are you doing? But the Ryder Cup's going to have its fans anyway.
Right.
I want to just bring up a couple things about the NBA, because it has been a relative WNBA, because it's had a lot of success this season. But one thing that they're not talking about, suddenly we're in the playoffs. 2 things they're not talking about, which we heard all season, suddenly getting very quiet, is how are the ratings, boys? Number 2, suddenly the girls aren't screaming money in CBA. Now, once the season starts, we may be back there. But isn't it that was the talk, wearing the T-shirts, the whole 9 yards?
Well, it's playoff time now.
Word around the campfire is they're showing the girls books. Hey, girls, or general managers are showing them the books and saying, hey. And I don't want to say how the league is driven. I don't want to point fingers or say this or that or what you got to do to respect the players that drive your team. But there has been some effect on the game this way. And I think that if you make it so loud during the season, don't cover it up later so like we don't understand what's going on. Like, I think it's a little bit insulting to the fans. You know what I mean?
What's insulting to the fans?
And this saying like, oh, this is here. Everybody's coming back. It's great. The ratings are through the roof. Well, then show us the ratings. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. Oh, everybody's screaming. What about the playoff money? This, that, and the other thing. All of a sudden, it's got real quiet. So it's either balls to the wall.
I don't know if that's insulting to the fans. That's just like business.
Yeah, you're right. Probably more business. But anyway, it just seems odd. A lot of talk all year about the WNBA disappears, which is maybe a good thing because basically those become a negative. And I just say you should be talking about the things that make the league stronger. They had a bump in the road with some people and some injuries, but I think the league will be even stronger, better. Like Angel Reese is going to have a better team next year. So
I don't think she's going to be on Chicago next year.
Yeah, but they got to get some draft picks, so it's not that far away. And a big shout out to Seattle. Because remember, we're the Toronto Tempo next year, right?
Oh, Golden State, you mean?
I mean Golden State, yeah.
Yeah, they made the playoffs in year 1.
Yes.
They were the only team that was swept, but I mean, they still got there.
But they still got there, which is a shout out to the Toronto Tempo. By this time next year, we hope to be talking about.
Yes, sir. Anything else you want to add for WNBA? I guess we're all hoping for a Minnesota-Vegas final, but
I don't know what's going to happen. I think Vegas is just going to sweep their way there because you got to think about this. Way back at about the halfway through the season, people were pooping all over Asia Wilson and the Aces. What is wrong? Injuries, not enough cohesiveness. Everyone came back. Boom, here they are, the team that everyone said. Like, who were the contenders at the beginning of the season? They were one of the first teams talked about. Now they're there. So it's been, and Asia Wilson is God in basketball. She may not be the most popular player in the league, but she's damn well the best player in the league. There's no doubt about it. No doubt.
We'll keep an eye on that, and I guess by this time next week, we will know who the final will be.
Mm-hmm.
But now we move it over to one of our personal favorites at the House That Happens, Formula One. So next season, we're getting 6 sprints, including Montreal.
Yes, I heard that.
So that's going to be very exciting. But, of course, we all want to hear about the Azerbaijan. Oh,
how come you didn't say anything about Mr. Horner getting a $100 million buyout?
Oh, well, that doesn't really affect the sport.
But when I heard, were you shocked when you seen that?
Yes and no.
F1 is the highest level of competition in the world, people.
Yeah.
When you buy people out for $100 million.
I mean, Red Bull's got the money.
Of course they do. Where does that happen in any sport where you buy a guy out for $100 million?
That's F1. That's F1.
At its finest.
Yes.
F is for finest, not formula. Come on. $100 million, bro. And nobody's touching him for next year. Do you think he cares? He's going to run with his dogs and the Spice Girls through that country.
I mean, you got to keep busy, though.
$100 million.
Hope you have a hobby.
$100 million to keep me pretty damn busy, bro. I tell you that much.
But, of course, we got to talk about the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And, oh, boy, just like that, the whole Drivers' Championship has been flipped on its head. Max Verstappen coming out with another win.
My boy.
Oscar Piastri crashing out on the first lap.
What was he doing? He had the stall problem first. Okay.
He's just overzealous, just trying to make up for poor qualifying.
And it was slippery on the corner. They were yelling on the mic, like you heard Verstappen say, whoa, it's very slippery out here. What's your Ferrari guy from England? Lewis Hamilton. He yelled out, oh, you better watch the tires. It's slippery. What did they say in the first lap? 2 seconds later. Boom, he's into the wall. I don't say I felt bad for him, but it was the stall thing. Like, that's a team effort on his. So I think the way he went into the corner, that's just bad driving. Okay, right. We got it. And there was a little bit of inclement conditions that got him
The
there.
best I heard was people like, oh, it was because there were some leaves on the track. There wasn't that much grip. I didn't see anyone else struggling with that.
End of story. You know what I mean? I'm going with your point where he got pissed with the stall. And he goes, I got to get back into this. And... He
took himself out of it.
And took himself right out of it. And that was like did you see the crash? It looks like he completely lost control of the car. Because when he came around the corner, first of all, he was going too fast into the corner. And he went to bring it around. He had no traction. Boom. And you know what? That's okay. It only cost him a few dollars. He hasn't crashed anything in, 25 races?
Sure.
Something like that. Shit happens.
But now all of a sudden the Drivers' Championship is back on where Max, if he plays up to snuff and there's enough wiggle room there where Oscar can still finish third place every race. Max could win every race, and Max is the world champion.
Something like that. But you know what? You should go back to the race before.
Monza?
You said what happened when move over, let the other guy go through all that bullshit, and then they get...
That could be the difference in the championship.
Right there, especially what considered in
Azerbaijan
last week. But as you said, one of the most weirdest thing, which is cool, when they go to the cool-down room, didn't feel too cool in there.
I thought something was the body language between Lando and Oscar was off.
Tone of voice. Their tones of voice is what gave it to me.
It kind of changed when Max came in. It's just almost like, oh, thank God.
Yes, yeah. And Max going, what's up? Yeah. How you doing, guys? How's the team? Guys look like you like each other. Hey, you're learning to love. And then the next week they go through what they went through. First of all, their qualifying was brutal.
McLaren?
Yes.
Yeah, was it 7th and 9th?
Yeah, and not only that, because that was the weather thing and the changing the tires, and then they didn't change to this tires, and they argued about it when they didn't get the grip, and Max just flew by him. Even Carlos Sainz had a great qualifying.
Yes, and he finished third.
Yes, and Ferrari actually had a great qualifying. I thought they would do better. I thought this was going to be a chance for them to get a podium. And where they ended up 6th and 7th?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
I thought Leclerc historically struggled at this track.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
But I thought when I seen the qualifying, I said, okay, they're here now with the guys in between, including Carlos Sainz and who else up there? Antonelli. I said, they could get around the kids. or whatever. They'll get around him. But I was very happy for Carlos Sainz that he got a podium because they're few and far between.
It's been a tough year for him and Williams.
Yes, it is. But he got a podium. You can say that. Did you think that he was going to get a podium this year in that car? No.
Maybe before the season I would have said maybe. But like after a few
so
races,
many races, you're saying no, and he got there. So God bless him. I like him. You say he's a bit of a bitch, though? Are you the ones that said that?
Sainz?
Yeah.
No, I say Albon's a bitch, his teammate.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Well, you hear him on the radio. He's always complaining, especially this year. I don't know what it is. If he's feeling the heat because Sainz is there or what, but
Sainz a better driver, I think.
Albon's been getting the results, though.
That's true. And they got the same car. Okay.
Exactly.
Good point. Good point. But Max is the man. That's all you got to know. And you know what I don't understand? This safety car lap shit, guy sneaking out. Like Alonso got caught coming back out on the light, and he shouldn't have come out to put a second on. You know, like that whole, it's so sketchy. Like the moments. And what do you got, 2 seconds to make the decision? You know what I mean? And if you make the wrong decision, that's a second. And F1, a second's a football field.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's pretty crazy. But I just like the way Max raced it because I like the leaves. You can see the leaves sometimes falling down. So what? Falling leaves on the ground. Isn't that Billy Talent?
Yes, it is.
There you go. So I'm going, hey, so what? Everybody drives with the same thing. And one of the things that you do have to say, even though this is the highest level in the competition, and I learned this from you, who you don't have any teammates for starters.
Well, you do, but your teammate's your biggest rival.
Well, yeah, whatever you say like that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is I saw it, but I didn't see it. But this year it's really been magnitude in front of my face. Is the prima donna factor in fricking F1 is
huge.
It's next level, top of the line.
Somehow it's not even the worst in motorsports though.
Well, the other
IndyCar is very prima donna.
Okay, I'm like that. Like there's no wide receiver in the NFL. The queens of prima donnas in the NFL, they wouldn't make the top 10 of these guys and how they act. But they're privileged people. I always tell this, after all said and done, how many people on the planet, how many seats in the cars? Done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I guess that gives you a little bit of something because you're there.
Of course.
But I've never, ever condoned the character of prima donna. I don't. So what do you think for the rest of the year? It's just going to be Max racing them down because no one's going to catch McLaren unless they completely keep doing what they're doing next few nests. They got to have the. What do they need?
Team, McLaren's already clinched the.
They clinch it, right?
Or I think
they're 9 points away or something. I
think it's less.
Is it less? Yeah. They're going to get it. It's just that you're being much.
I think it's like 3 or 4 points from clinching constructors. So that's in the bag. But drivers' championship,
how did they get there? How did they get there?
Yeah, Max is within 70 points now with 7 races left to go.
With 7 races to go? And we weren't saying this about Max about 4 races ago.
No. And
what has Red Bull done to their car?
I don't know.
I'm finding out what the thing is I've noticed that their tire changes and their pit thing management has been a little... Like, for some reason, like their tire things, because you hear Max on the radio, time real quick. I don't always hear the other guys saying that. And I know everyone's trying to get that advantage of when to put the tires.
But Red Bull's always been like one of the best at pit strategy.
Yeah, it's working out really well. I don't know about what's his name, the other driver, Sonoda.
He's done after this year.
But he's had the same advantages, and it doesn't always work for him.
Well, that car's also built for Max. We've talked about this, where Max likes the car a little bit more sensitive, so it's just been tough for other drivers to keep up.
Oh, yeah, but he's been flying around the track. What did it take after the second safety car on the race last week? Did you have any doubt that Max was going to win that race?
Well, I didn't see it live, but...
Oh, I was
camping.
Oh, yeah, you were camping. I watched it. So, anyways, I'd say by about, 51 laps? By lap 30, Stanley would have looked at the screen and said, that Max guy's winning. He had the pace. People were jockeying with their car, and he's so confident.
Yeah.
No matter what the weather or the conditions are. This is his second win here, isn't it?
I believe so.
It was his second win here because they were talking about before. You're right. There's 3 drivers that have trouble with this race that are significant. I don't remember who they are. We're cheering for Max. He's going to be the one that makes it more exciting because all McLaren's going to do is give us more comedy. I'm not saying they're the 3 Stooges. They could be little rascals. I don't know.
They are the 3 Stooges.
Just bring
Zach Brown and
Oscar and
Lando, the 3 Stooges.
Zach Brown is worth the price of admission just so he'll come up to the microphone and so he puts marbles in his mouth because he can't say shit even though his mouth is full of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, he's
Trying
so
to
obnoxious.
explain, yeah, in a polite way. I'd like to see him behind closed doors. Put a little microphone in there. See what he's doing in there, drinking Jack with it, just going, holy shit. Because you just can't. What blows my mind is the amazing amount of success that they're having and doing soap opera games in their freaking clubhouse. It just blows my mind. Like, go for it all. Get the billions. Put first and second. You know what I mean? And it don't work like that. Blows my mind, bro. Absolutely. You know?
So next race...
Are those two going to be teammates? They're both on a contract for the next couple
they're
years.
going to be teammates next year, too.
The ongoing saga of Heckle and Jekyll featuring, Daffy Duck is their
well,
team leader?
It's more about the management that's got to piss you off. But either way, next race is going to be in Singapore. A race that Max has never won, but could be due.
It's 2 weeks, right? Not this weekend.
Next weekend.
And next weekend. Yeah, that's a nice track, eh?
Yeah.
I like Singapore. I'm learning the contours. I didn't like really the way this tracks.
I don't like the Azerbaijan race.
No, I don't like it is because you get the chances and then it all bottles up so quickly like the way it is.
Yeah.
It should be a little bit more, I don't know.
It's very Monaco-esque, Azerbaijan.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be more modern and it's really
it's higher speed, but that's it. But there's still nowhere to pass.
Yeah, exactly. But you get these big places, but if you really get going, you got to shut her down so quickly.
No, I think Azerbaijan's one of the most overrated ones on the calendar, but I could digress.
Now that I'm learning, I felt that this track, I went, meh.
So Singapore next week, 2 weeks after that, the States, and then the weekend after that, we got Mexico.
Oh, yeah, Mexico is always fun.
And then, 7 races left to go.
When's the one in Vegas? Did they have the Vegas one?
That's going to be end of November.
The end of November, okay. At night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
1 a.m. race, which I fucking hate, but I digress.
1 a.m., what's wrong with that?
I don't want to be up till 3 a.m.
Oh, that's prime time in Cruz's chaos.
Okay.
I have a new rule now. Because I'm trying to do some work in the house. Be asleep by 2 a.m.
Oh, that's a good rule.
That's right.
Yeah.
2 a.m.
Nothing good happens after 2 a.m.
No, that's what they say.
Yeah.
I hear a lot of sirens in my neighborhood around 2 a.m.
Oh, Jesus. Anything else for Formula One?
No, but it's just a great race. I love it.
We'll move us over to the NHL, where next week we'll have a full preview show because it's right around the corner.
I can't wait.
Just a little bit cleanup right now. So the Hockey Canada 5 will be able to sign contracts on October 15th, and they'll be eligible to play on December 1st.
How many guys get signed, do you think? I've already heard general manager
Carter
say that.
Hart, I think, is going to get a contract.
I don't think he'll get it till Christmas.
You don't think by October 15th?
No, because I think what they're going to do is going to make those guys sweat, and then everyone's going to be looking for a goalie. He's the first guy off the pack.
I think Vegas needs a goalie, and I think
everybody does.
him.
But I'm who's going to
Vegas
sign
really needs a goalie.
They got Aiden.
Yeah. I'm worried that if they sign him, Vegas is going to win another cup.
Good goalie.
A very good goalie.
Good goalie. But
one of the Formerton's career is already done.
I don't think he's got to get there. No.
A couple of the guys, like McLeod's the interesting one because he was kind of like the ringleader in all this, so it's going to be interesting to see if he gets signed.
And he's the one that's probably got the most NHL skills.
Over Hart?
Oh no, Hart's number one.
Yeah.
But of the rest of the guys, he's probably the guy that's going to get the look. Is Foot going to get a look?
His career was already kind of shaky. Dubé is going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on too.
But I hear he's got that nobody's going to give him the money that he's going to get in Switzerland or wherever he's playing overseas.
Really?
He's getting some contract overseas he's being offered. I don't know which league, but there's some league like his entry level.
Well, they're going to start you off with like
entry level bullshit.
Well, not entry level, but like similar money, like $1 million a year or something.
Yeah, well, I'm saying what they're going to do is he takes that compatible money overseas. He doesn't pay taxes. He gets a house. He gets a car. And when you do the math,
but you take the $1 million here, and then like eventually, then you're going to get $5 million the next year or something if you play well. You got to look at it as an investment.
I hope it goes that way. I don't see the only guy I've seen getting signed by October 15th, if that's the date, is Carter Hart. But I'm saying I wouldn't be surprised.
They make him sweat?
I think they're going to push it on, and then someone's going to panic and pull him out of the hat.
I don't know. I think Vegas gets it done quickly. As quick as possible.
Vegas does. They are Vegas.
Yeah.
But speaking of goalies, aren't you a little alarmed that you had to sign Reimer to a professional tryout contract?
No.
Why?
Why aren't I? Why should I be alarmed?
Okay. I haven't seen Joseph Wall around the training camp.
It's a family thing. He's taking a leave of absence.
I hope so, and I hope his family thing gets it over, but I hope it's nothing else. Didn't it alarm you?
No.
No alarm, and they got the Higsby guy who was solid there. But that just tells you. But what's wrong with having an extra goalie? And Reimer didn't play that well, didn't play terrible.
No, I'm not. Wall will be back soon. I'm not worried.
I hope so. I hope so, because the guy's got so much
and we got
potential.
Stolars, too. So.
Oh, no, you got Stolars to start. I'm just saying, but you still want to start your season with 3 goalies for sure. And Reimer just played on shit teams last year, but he had no great numbers, but he had
He's the guy just fill out the training camp roster. I don't think it's anything besides that.
Really?
Yeah.
This is where he's going to go to the Marlies?
I don't even know if they're going to sign him.
They already signed him. That's a
tryout
contract. So, yeah, that's good for either you make it or you don't, right?
I'm a little surprised Pacioretty's not at training camp, but...
I wonder why there.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just saving his legs. I don't know. Yeah, that one caught me off guard, too. You know?
Speaking of the Leafs, though, I love the fact that Matthews right away was like, guys, Marner questions, you got 2 weeks with this.
That was absolutely gold. Because you were in Toronto. Shut up. That's enough.
Yeah, we know the percept or whatever how some of these reporters work, right?
Oh, and just the bait.
We don't need to name the guys.
No, not at all. I can see their ugly faces from here. That's all I can say. But I'm good for Matthews because, like you said, that's
the captain
shit. Yes, that's much. We'll start knowing in about a week. How many NHL caliber players are the Leafs going to lose on waivers?
Not too many.
2 at least, don't you think?
You think so? Who?
I don't know. That's the golden question. Easton Cowan has got a great shot at making the team.
He does.
Your 2 new guys, you're not going to get rid of them.
Which new guys?
Matt Ciccelli.
Oh, no. I think he's going to, when all said and done, he's going to be Matthews' line mate for most of the season.
Okay, Roy.
Yeah, no, he's going to be on the roster.
Okay, and who's the other guy? Anyway, you got those 3 guys. Then you got Jamrock. Then you got Nick Robertson.
Well, Yarncroc and Camp are the big questions.
Cam. Yeah, the 3 of them. Those 3 right there, because they got to go on waivers. There's no other options for those guys. So that's what makes it interesting.
Or you could trade one of them.
I think, but you better trade them really soon. And Nick Robertson's the number 1 to be traded. That's just a word around the campfire. You listen to Freeman, all those guys more. You know his name's on. How does it feel?
Freeman never brought him up on the podcast, though.
Good. They say he's one of the hardest working guys in training camp right now.
Well, he's fighting for a job.
You're damn right it is. He's giving it his all. I don't think he'll get a fair shake because he's not a Berube guy. And what are you going to do? Bring in Easton Cowan?
Well, we've been through the problems with Robertson.
Okay, whatever his problem is. But you got.
He doesn't play the system.
Well, Easton Cowan's coming in, and what is he? He's a Robertson-sized type guy who plays into the system a little more. That's what it's going to boil down to.
And he's better on defense.
Yeah, like on
better
both
playmaker.
Well, but then he doesn't shoot like Robertson or whatever.
That's fine.
Well, no, it could work out in the wrong one because I think your team's overrated, but we'll talk about that next week.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I know. I'm not worried about anyone that the Leafs would lose.
Yeah, because they're junk anyway.
Okay, then why are you bringing it up then?
I'm wondering if you're going to what the mindset's going to be for those.
I think. And also we'd be remiss if we didn't mention Barkov out 7 to 9 months.
Boo!
I think it's a slam dunk. The Leafs win the division now.
Really?
Yeah.
Slam dunk.
Slam fucking dunk.
That's what happens when you live in the GTA.
That's what happens when you watch hockey. You learn things about the game.
I'm going to learn things about the game, but you think Toronto is a slam dunk for the division.
Did I stutter?
No, you did not. We shall see. We'll talk next week about this. We'll talk about this because I have my take on the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Oh, you trying to force hot takes? Should be fun.
It's going to be. It's going to be big time fun because we got to talk about that team up in my favorite province of the country, not
Montreal.
Look at our roster.
I think you guys are good. Mm-hmm. I think you guys are a playoff team.
Oh, definitely. I think we could do more.
The question is like Ottawa versus Montreal. I think that's going to turn into a rivalry this year.
Oh, 100%.
Because I think you guys are going to be battling for the same spot.
Yeah, but I think we're going to come hunting for you guys too. So we're not going to be just looking at each other.
I think you guys are still a little bit behind though.
We both skate like motherfuckers. It's going to be whose back end holds up better. And Ottawa's got Sanderson and what's his name?
Oh, Ottawa versus Montreal, you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They're, you know what I mean? We got Dobson's a key. And then you know what?
Dobson's looking good, I hear.
Yeah, I heard. And you know who else is looking good? And I said, so what?
Line
he's looking great. No, whatever. Hope he's not smoking weed. I'll take what I can get from him. Oh, Kirby Doc's looking amazing. I went, stop it.
Maybe they're trying to use him as a trade chip. That's what that
I know.
sounds
I
like.
did see him out there. He looked great, and he was playing. You know who he was playing with, eh? Demidov and Lanny. He's had to look good. That was the line.
I don't know how long that line stays together for.
10 minutes. 10 minutes. Lanny won't keep up. They'll be flying down. Hey, where are you? Bring him along. Come on. He's got 40 goals in him if he puts in 10% more of the effort he's put in now. Yeah, he's got 40 goals in him, but come on, buddy, you got.
We all know his reputation. I won't go there.
That's what I'm saying. So we get 25. It's going to be a bonus. We should get 40.
Well, he'll score hopefully like double digits on the power play, so that's a good start.
That's a gimme. That's a gimme. He's going to be there, and he's got Demidov and frickin' Suzuki. You see Demidov throw the puck around the ice?
He's good.
Oh, he's very, very good. And adding Dobson. And it wasn't a neat thing when we had both Aberjackie boys in the lineup the other night. And the little brother got into a good scrap, but he shouldn't.
Oh, I've seen him getting into scraps in the minors.
He's crazy, but he's not that. He's not as big as his brother.
No.
Who'd he scrap the other night in? Was it Ottawa or Pittsburgh? Who'd he scrap? Guy was a good head above him, and he's going like the Tasmanian devil. But it's a matter of time. You know, it was a great tell too. In the Pittsburgh game, who's the Montreal guy trying to make the team? It was a 90-second brawl.
Holy fuck.
Oh, yeah. And you know what they did? Something said they both knew each other from previous leagues. I didn't know who the fuck either one of these guys were. They just showed the face-off. They looked at each other, drew the gloves, and went and haymakers to the cranium with no helmets. I go, they want to make the team. You know what I mean? But we don't need that in hockey, by the way.
That's a little bit of caveman mentality.
We don't need that in hockey. If you're going to have to make, if that's the reason, like I said, what a scrap. And then I think, is that how you're going to make the team? I don't care if you're on my team or not.
That's a little bit dated thinking.
Very much so. I don't, you know what I mean? We're going to win on skill, savvy, and endurance and dedication and a commitment to being the Flying Frenchman once again. That's all I'm going to say.
It's going to be very interesting in the Eastern Conference.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be tough.
JT Miller named captain of the New York Rangers.
Made sense.
Yeah.
Made sense. You know what's going to be interesting when you're saying about that? All these teams that are rising, that means the early season games don't get off to a bad start.
Oh, we've seen that bite teams in the ass plenty of times.
You better be 6-4, 7-3 to start your season because someone else is going to be.
Well, especially by American Thanksgiving. That's
by
the big
American
one.
Thanksgiving. You got it. You better be doing something because this is going to be too much of a dogfight. And I think that I'm not saying it because you're there, but now Florida doesn't have Barkov, and you guys have lost a 100-point scorer. That's got to have somewhat of an effect on your team, even though you're going to work it out along
the difference
way.
is the Leafs better prepared for it with some offseason moves. Like Florida, this is like hitting them like right.
Oh, bang! Here we
camp,
are. Yeah, you know what I mean. So there's a possibility, plus 3 times in the finals in the last 3 years, that those teams could come. I'm not saying you're falling off the cliff by no means, but I'm saying you could have a little bit of a step back, which means the opportunity for the people to move
I don't think
ahead.
it's going to be as much as people think it is. I still think the Leafs are a slam dunk 100-point team.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. American Thanksgiving will
Leafs got the goalies in the defense. I think we'll be able to keep it calm.
I think that we're going to be able to put our defense up against your defense this year on a 6-man.
You guys can't score with us though.
We got Lane Hudson, we got Dobson, we got Gooley, but we got Matheson.
Oh, Lane Hudson, your favorite left winger.
Yeah, well, he's learned to play defense.
Has
Just like Suzuki has learned.
That's
to be
why the USA
defenseman.
didn't invite him to camp, right?
Well, you know why, right?
Why?
First of all, he said size. They gave size, inexperience.
And he's not good on defense.
He's
too much of a one-way player.
He's playing with Gooley.
Good for him.
That's me. That's
they could both be minus 20 by the end of the season.
Bobby or they always said that.
You're comparing him to Bobby Orr now.
They're good skaters.
Oh my God, that's
They're
rich.
Good skaters, and I'm not even a Bobby.
Okay,
Orr
let's
guy.
take it from one delusion to another. Talk about the Sidney Crosby situation.
I'm loving it. Every time I turn on, you must have seen me the latest. I was going to text you immediately.
This is going to be a slow burn, though. He's not getting traded before the Olympics. We know that.
Okay, but now what's your take on it?
I'm not saying it's guaranteed to go to Montreal.
Okay, so let's put on a percentage of team that he could end up with. Let's start off with Colorado. What's the percentage?
I'd say they're the lead contenders right now.
You're just saying that because you don't like the Habs.
No, I think it's more likely Pittsburgh trades him out of the conference.
Your boy, Mr. Elliott, where does he think he's going? And I'm listening to him. He's leaning because he always has that little thing in his back pocket.
Right.
And it says Montreal.
When did he say that?
He never. When has freaking Elliott ever looked
okay,
at
then
him
where you?
that?
No. But you said, he said. So
okay.
These are words out of your mouth.
Allegedly, innuendo.
Allegedly, my favorite.
Okay, I'm going to tell you this, and you know this better than me. How many times has Mr. Elliott Friedman kind of sort of said something, and 2 days later it happens? He didn't say a word, but he said everything. How many times, bro? You say that. You go.
But he's connected him to Colorado, if not
Colorado
as much,
and
it's not even more than Montreal.
I agree. I
also don't count out Dallas.
I was going to say, you got to look at that just for the tax thing, too, and their competitor. I was going to bring that up myself. I shouldn't have got there first because suddenly Dallas stuck their head up. And I went, Texas, Dallas, that kind of money, no taxes. And they're just as good as contender as anybody else. And I went, shit, get them out of the way. Question is, does he want to go there? And the other thing,
I think he wants to go to the team that he thinks can win right now. And I think Colorado and Dallas are better bets than Montreal.
Possibly,
now.
But if he signs for 2 years, it could be the same. And those teams aren't guaranteed to win either because Colorado is.
This is his 20th season, though. So how many?
My take is, Sid, if he doesn't go to Montreal, I would love him there. Come on.
Of course you would.
But I hope he goes where he wants to be the happiest because he deserves it, whatever package it take. And if he doesn't go to Montreal...
You don't think McKinnon's in his year?
Come on.
I think that's number one.
Come on, stop it. Don't even say that. You're killing my Montreal thing just with one name. Okay, so I understand that. I'm just got high hopes. What am I going to do? I'm going to freaking jump on this bandwagon. I told you. I'm waiting at the airport to pick him up. I wonder if he has a dog. I'm walking it. You know me. But... that's the excitement and understanding his love for the Habs.
Right.
That's as deep as in his heart is like McKinnon coming to Toronto next year. Same shit. Even more because...
was McKinnon a Leafs fan? I don't think so.
No, what? No, I'm not talking about... I'm talking about McDavid.
McDavid.
Because McDavid lived in the GTA. Sidney Crosby lived in Nova Scotia.
Yeah.
Geographically speaking, I'm liking your guys' chances better than mine.
And I'm allegedly building the home in Markham to add some credence.
Did you hear he's building this crazy-ass mansion in Markham? I heard that, too.
Actually, I came up with a buddy last night. He's like, if that's true, he's like, I don't see any way he doesn't come here.
They're digging the hole, aren't they? Like it's in construction. It's not like he's buying the land and getting going.
No, it's going.
It'll be ready, they say, in 18 months. No, that was 6 months ago. So yeah, it'll be ready.
Basically by the start of the season.
By the start of next season, he'll be able to move into his new. Gee,
isn't that beautiful?
Let's call Vegas. They know everything.
This could be a fun season for Oilers fans, I'm sure.
Oh, gee, imagine the anxiety and all that kind of shit. But you can't say no to the guy because that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's giving his heart out. If they don't win this year, oh well. But what talking points we have just on the two possibly candidates for Mount Rushmore.
Well, and then there's a third guy as well. Maybe not in that same category, but he's definitely one of the most skilled players in the league. No. Kaprizov.
Oh, where's this? Is he from Finland?
He's Russian.
Worse. This Kaprizov, come on. Bill Guerin, you're going to see one day, he's going to be on the bench and he's going to be missing a tooth. What happened? He walked by Bill Guerin. He's being a schmuck, you know. You're not signing.
Well, put it this way. How many Russians like to stay in Minnesota?
Oh, gee, let me count the ways.
We know where
we don't have enough show for that.
We know where the Russians like to go: New York, Florida, Montreal. Ottawa too.
Yeah, well, because it's close to Montreal.
Yeah, well, close to Quebec. Yeah,
close to Quebec. Yeah, so we know what that's going on. But he's just being like a player of his level, already being offered the money that he's being offered. And when they talk to him, he's like, his business.
Either way, I think he's going to be the highest paid winger in the league
when it comes to get his contract.
Yeah.
These are these players I like about this. This is a gamble now because he's an unrestricted free agent in June.
Exactly, but
okay.
I mean,
he's gambling on his season. He's had a couple minor injury problems.
He's an Art Ross candidate, though.
Oh God, yeah, he's definitely.
Imagine he wins a scoring title.
Oh, gee, you know what I mean? I want a house. I want a car. I want it designed like the one in Markham that McDavid's building. He's got that attitude. You see him when they talk to him. He's just so Russian.
I wonder if that's the reason why he slipped in the draft back in the day.
Hey,
because he was what, a 5th round pick in that 2015 draft, the Stacks draft.
Was he that far down?
Something like that. He was really low.
I heard that, but it had to be something. Like, look at that guy. He's been good since he came in the league. His rookie year was okay, but he's just taking
No, his rookie year was, well,
solid.
I mean, he was like 24 or whatever, but he killed it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's he now? He's only 28, right?
Something like that.
Wow. What an add-on. We'll find out sooner than later.
Yep. Just one last thing about hockey. Mason McTavish on the Ducks, skating with the OHL's 67, still does not have a contract.
I know. That's interesting. Wonder why? Too much? He wants too much? Too many years?
I don't know. Well, we know the GM for Anaheim, Pat Verbeek. He could be a little bit of a son of a bitch.
And they're trying to say they don't have money out there. It's Anaheim. Stop it. But Verbeek's old school.
Yeah,
he went to, who was running it there? Rutherford? When he was in there, I think he was with the Hartford when Rutherford was around or something. Or one of those old school guys. So they said he went to that guy's school, like a Lou Lamoriello school or something.
Well, it's also the way Verbeek played the game.
Yeah, add that up.
Yeah.
Like just put building blocks and it says, yeah, I was never a big Verbeek guy, but he scored 40 goals a couple times.
Yeah. Stanley Cup winner with Dallas.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. He almost won one with Carolina, too. When they won it with the Stahl, but I think he was gone by then.
No, he was long gone by then.
Yeah, he was gone by then.
Anything else for hockey?
Nope. But we'll be talking hockey. It'll be on the forefront within a month.
Yes, absolutely.
It'll be we're in the GTA.
Yes, sir. I've been told. Mm-hmm. Just a little bit of basketball stuff. So Van Vliet looks like he's going to miss the entire season now.
Oh, what a
Unfortunately,
boo.
yeah.
Remember this time last year when I said they'd make the move and I said Freddie with the young guys and they made the move? That's a huge loss just because of...
Right when Durant comes to town, too.
Oh, and you know what the crazy thing is? It's like Freddie Van Vliet is the intangible guy. You know the stuff you don't see in the box score? He's the king of the intangibles. And to lose that, what's the coach's name again? I can't say.
Etobicoke.
No, is that his name?
Yeah. Or
what's his name? He used to coach for Boston. I can never say his name right.
Oh my God. Not Ibuka.
But we know who he is.
Udoka.
Yeah. Anyways, he must be just flipping because he said, I got a coach on the floor. That's all he says about, I don't worry. So how do we calm down? We put Fred out there. As a big Fred Van Vliet fan.
It's a big blow.
I'm sorry, Fred. Godspeed your recovery. Hope. And it looks like the year, eh? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, and at his age and what that does for that move, I hope he comes back 100%.
And also the Kawhi stuff keeps looking worse.
From what perspective?
They're circumventing the salary cap.
Okay, this is my final take on this. I think this is just like, when you're out on your deck and the storm comes down really hard and it's raining and you say the day is going to be ruined. It's so cloudy, it's raining, it's shitty. And all of a sudden the drops and the cloud moves and the sun starts shining.
How is it like that at all?
Because I say within 6 weeks we won't be talking about it because it should have been bigger than now. This has been driven by the press. Everyone's looking what's going on. What are the owners saying? Owners are saying fuck all. That's the big thing to me.
Well, I think it's still being investigated. That's why.
Conspicuously silent. The only one that's talking about it is Mark Cuban, who's not even a primary owner. And whose side is he on in this argument? Steve Ballmer's. So him being
That's bullshit.
I don't know if it's bullshit or not, but he hasn't said he's acting like Ballmer didn't do anything wrong.
That's fucked up.
Well, Cuban, you heard him. He's the only guy that's been on there. So what does he know that we don't know, except for the fact that he's been in the owner's room for about 25 years? End of stories. Let's get Dateline in there. We'll get some truth on this. Come on. It's too sketchy for me now. I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this one more time. Look around the city and other cities where these guys get their advertisements because they've been signed.
That's way different, though. This isn't like some fake company where the owner just hands out.
Then we'll add on the Bitcoin situation where those guys got burned, but they had the same deal to try to get some more money. That's
a different situation because that's investing their own money.
No, he got a job for a tree company.
Tree company, come on.
They were trying to save California. You know how bad the air is out there?
It's a fake
company. You
company.
don't think that they were a good idea to plant all those trees in that smoggy LA area so that people could breathe better? Kawhi had good intentions.
Yeah, I'm sure Uncle Dennis had good intentions.
I'm saying this. I don't think that I'm firmly believing this. With all the things that you're hearing going around, it would be like, well, what if it came out how Steve Stamkos would have got that contract with Canadian
That's completely different.
Because he didn't work for him? Or was just
because that money didn't come from MLSC. That was advertising money.
Okay, but the club opens the door for you to get those opportunities.
Okay, but that's not the problem. The problem is here that this is the owner's money.
So he said, I'm going to start this company. You come work for me on the side.
Yeah, you work for me. What work did Kawhi do? Show me the shovel they picked up planting trees.
I heard he walked the guy's dog when they're having lunch.
Yeah, there you go.
So they missed him because he had on one of those,
there you go.
They had one of those bucket caps on, so they didn't recognize him
funny.
when he was going by. They didn't recognize him, so we're there. I'm telling you, in my opinion, now I think they're going to do something. I think they're going to give him a fine, which is a joke. Because
I think they should lose draft picks.
That is the argument. And what draft's it going to be? Because they're going to say is the best thing to do is say, let's take away a draft pick to make all the media and everybody happy. Because the owners have been conspicuously quiet about this, bro. Why wasn't some of the other owners jumping up?
Well, why would they speak about it? Hold on. Why would they speak about when there's still an investigation ongoing? That's law 101. Don't talk about shit until the investigation's over.
Mark Cuban killed that dead.
Mark Cuban doesn't know how to shut his mouth.
I agree. But once upon
Mark
a
Cuban
time,
is 1 of 1.
Oh, yeah, but Mark Cuban...
And he's not even the primary owner.
No, but I'm saying he was in those rooms for how long? He knows the minutia. I'm just saying this. I'm going to think it's going to be they're going to lose a third-round draft pick.
There's no third-round pick in the NBA.
Second-round draft pick.
No, come on.
I'm going to tell you, I just think this. I think there's so much bullshit going on behind the scenes in all these leagues for pro athletes that I think that there's some owners out there shaking in their boots going, don't touch the apple cart, might tip over. I just smell that. And you see,
bullshit.
I'm a lot older than you, so there's trails of this bullshit going on for decades. Some way, somewhere, in every sport that they could possibly do. So let's not be blind to the fact that everybody's trying to cheat.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah, but if you get caught, fuck you then.
What did he get caught at? Working for a tree company?
There was no work for a tree company. That's such bullshit, and you know it. You're just like, I like Kawhi, I'm going to defend him. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
I'm going to go one more time. Until you put your hand in the wound, it's going to slide. I'm just saying, I'm being a prick about it, and I do like Kawhi. But I'm going to tell you this. When this slides, what the mostly going to get is a second-round draft pick, you're going to look over and say, Cruz, this world's fucked. They're completely fucking criminals. They're all assholes. And I'm going to say, well, Milani, welcome to the real world. You know what I mean? I can see it from the decades of doing it. What really drives me is the old school guys. When they were talking about it, Kornheiser and Wilbon, what did they end their thing with basically? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, eh? How long have they been in the business? And their punchline at the end was, they went through all the minutiae like you, and they said, like Wilbon said, come on, man, what are you doing here? When they got to the end, and Tony said, what do you think? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. That's not good.
No.
That's where your argument comes in. But that's just what I'm saying.
You're distorting everything, like the whole integrity of...
Okay, maybe I am, but I'm just saying...
Like, what's the point of the CBA then?
What's that?
The CBA,
you're
making a joke of it.
I agree, but there's so many other sources that they milk in for pro athletes that I think there's a little gray area in there that the other owners are scared of. Because Ballmer is going to yell.
I don't think it's a gray area. I think it's very black and white. Just the owners and players are taking advantage.
Okay, so then maybe some of the other owners don't want to see their black or their white. Because I know most of this has been driven media-wise now. You're not hearing anything from lawyerese or from the people that really should be yelling. All the shit is coming from the media. It's not coming from where it should be coming from, which you want in the boardroom. You guys get fined, lose your draft choices. Now, I'm not saying that's not going to come. But in a situation like this, it's conspicuously quiet to me. Usually there's some owner cracking off. Like, when the NFL goes on, this guy says this, and hockey, this guy says this. Baseball, they're yelling, why is this guy doing this? There always seems to be somebody saying something. In this case, crickets. That's what weirds me out. And I'm not going to go against any argument that you said. I'm being a dick about this 100%. I know it, but I'm sticking to my guns just because every once in a while the bad guy wins. That's all. That's just, and I'm not saying that's right, because I'd like to sustain that the moral standard at the House of Happens has been established by the Milani clan, and the Cruz is jumping on that as high as he can. So let's put that to rest. I mean that most sincerely. But this situation, I don't know, bro. I got Mike. Mike, if you're listening, Mike's telling me, I can hear Mike saying, shut up, Cruz. You should hear my buddy Mike when he was talking. He thinks Kawhi's contract should be voided.
I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Now, if all of this does happen, which you can't say it won't because of all the things that you said, oh, the lawyers are going to be making some money because this is going to.
I know that this isn't over by a long shot.
I'm wondering what the end game going to be, because if it goes where you say,
I don't think the NBA is sweeping this one under the rug.
No, they're going to try to pick it up and say we didn't mean to put that much under. That's my opinion. I could be all wrong, but if it goes where you say it's going to go, we're going to see shit that's going to come out that we've never seen in the whole wide history of sports, and maybe that's a good thing.
I hope so.
Maybe. Mm-hmm.
Anything else for basketball?
Are we getting near the end?
Yeah, closing. No trivia today, though.
Okay, so we got a little closing note. And that's very nice that you just had to say what we were talking about, moral standards and all this shit, because, and I do respect that. I hope your family's listening. I really do, because I think your standards are very, very high. With that being said, Milani, we were gone for 2 weeks. A lot of shit happened in this world in the last 2 weeks. Don't you think?
Sure.
Probably put the world in a position at my age I never thought we would ever see. So, without saying anything about anyone or anything or which way the wind blows, I think it's very important that we here at the House of Happen want to take the stand that we would rather calm the waters, bring people together, and start talking about learning to love each other instead of the constant barrage of bullshit that we have to be invaded, that I have to hear, that I don't want to hear. So whatever going on in the world, and like we said, we don't have to say anything, do we? We don't have to say a word, do we?
Peace and love.
That's what it is, bro. So when we say, we mean this sincerely, from the House That Happens, our message is continually going to be love sports, love the highest level of competition, but along the way, let's calm the waters, because the last time I checked, we all bleed red. You know what I mean? And we all should have a dignified look at humanity instead of the fucking bullshit that I have to see every day. So everybody, that's what we're going to say. Our new thing is, not only do we keep our vibe alive, we're going to teach you to learn to love. Anything else?
What's the event you're looking forward to the most this week?
What? Do you have to ask? Are you gone yet? Are you gone yet? I'm Ryder Cup.
Ryder Cup?
Of course, and the Jays. The Jays
for me.
Yeah, the Jays. Oh, no, the Jays is number one. I'm just giving the Ryder Cup an extra boot, and I'm really looking forward to some of the playoffs. We don't know what they're all going to be at. The Chicago-San Diego series. Ever since you mentioned that, I'm going, oh, yeah.
I guess that starts Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. I'm going to tell you one more thing before you go. Everybody asks me, how do you like retirement? It's been 1,000 times better than I expected.
Okay.
Only due to the fact that my life is scheduled around the world of sports.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah, great that you're back. Good show.
Yeah, it's great to be back. Yeah. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz, and what do?
We keep the vibe alive. And peace in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Do you have a question? We'll answer it on the air. Send it to thehousethathappens@gmail.com. You can find us on Podbean, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeart Radio, Player FM, Podchaser, Boomplay, and SoundCloud. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok at The House That Happens, and on X at House Happens.